I'm Scott Hardesty. This is my best buddy, Mike Rochester. At least that's the name of his channel. I don't think he wants me to put out his real name just
It
because
doesn't matter.
he's not allowed within 500 feet of any school district. So he has to. Okay. There's a backstory with Mike and I that we're going to start off with, and how we became besties. And how long has it been? 2 years,
Oh,
maybe.
I'm guessing, yeah, it's been 2 years.
Okay, so here was the deal. I had just hit 1,000 subscribers. All right, what's the ding dong? What's going on
I'm
there?
turning that off right now.
All right. Hey, Gaminator and Jeff. Thanks for joining. But so I'm hopping in here and I'm talking about how um, Mike and I became very close friends, and that is because when I hit 1,000 subscribers, he actually reached out um, and said, "Congrats, hey Gary, dude, this could be you. It's super simple. Don't worry about it. It's easy breezy. I'll walk you through it." Um, but so Mike reached out to me when I had 1,000 subscribers and just congratulated me. Hey, Ride and Retired, thanks for joining. And I thought that was interesting because he was the first YouTuber who did the same stuff I've done. Well, YouTuber period, who was like, "Hey, you've done something good, right? Like, hey, congrats on your 1,000." Like nobody else had done that, and that was a little bit over 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And we talk like every day. I think.
every day. I don't think we missed one yet.
I think our wives know that we talk every day. So um so thanks for joining us. Now, Mike, I think the people want to know why you like me so much. I think that was the
Because you have more subscribers.
ouch. You just hit 5,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I was psyched when I hit my first 1,000 and was kind of surprised that I did. And then and I think at the time you had like maybe 500. I think you were like halfway.
I think
But you
I
were
may
also
even have a little less.
yeah, but during that time, dude, you were also working full time. Right?
Yeah.
You had a full-time job. YouTube
Yeah.
was a part-time gig. Luckily, every place has fired you because you are a terrible employee, and now you do this full-time. I'm
Well, it
so
took a
glad that you suck in the corporate world.
it took a long time to edit, so it took away from your job. But no, yeah, it's
Oh,
been a couple years, and it was funny because the way we met was just by chatting. I was looking for a car at the time. The very first time we were chatting, and you're like, "Hey, I'm the same age, and I'm married, and I had a Camaro," and we were like both back and forth,
yeah,
and
my
that was
Camaros
funny.
were just way nicer.
And I think for a full year, all we did was chat. And I don't know if you remember the first time we actually had a video call,
That
but
was a mistake, though.
and I heard caveman, caveman in my phone in my back pocket. Because
Yeah,
I would tell
uh,
Scott I was a caveman with the camera because I'm completely self-taught and I'm
and
not
then he
very
butt dialed me.
experienced. And then
So
I
you
butt
butt
dialed
dialed
you.
me, and so that showed me that yes, you are a caveman with a camera.
There
You
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 have it.
butt dialed me on a video chat. Hey, hi Jerome. Look at that. Can you see what he's saying? He said that we both do great bike reviews and congrats. So
Thanks, man.
and really the only reason um Mike is so successful today is because I've helped him every step of the way with his videos. That's not true. That's not true at all. He keeps using the same song over and over, so you know that's not me.
Yeah.
It's a good song though. It's a good one.
Hey, I like to
And I
keep
can't use
things
it.
I like
I
to
know,
keep things the same and consistent, including the
I
music.
know, I know. But now I can't use it because you always use it on yours. But it's fine. It's fine. All right. So let's talk about. And for you guys that are joining us, the 9 of you that are here on a Friday night, Um, hey,
Right.
how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining Bike Talks. If you don't know, if you just hopped in, I'm here with Mike Rochester, who is also an e-bike YouTuber and a good buddy of mine. I like to think that you're like in the inner circle, the inner. Mike likes to say that he's in the inner
Of
circle.
course.
So, and which is oddly enough, I'm surprised that we're able to get along because I'm an Apple guy and he is Android. So if anything cuts out on this video, it's going to be on his end for sure, and it's going to be his fault. Just in case you're wondering, um, Mike, what made you decide to get into e-bikes to become a
What me?
reviewer of them?
So the way I started in e-bikes is kind of a funny story. I had a buddy of mine who we were both um, looking at e-bikes. His name was Casey. So I'm like, dude, I want to get an e-bike. Are you in? He's like, yeah, I want to get one. So I was looking at three brands: Aventon, Hemingway, and Red. So those were the three bikes I was looking at. And he was so impatient. First week, he just bought one. And then
What do
I'm
you
like,
buy?
well, yeah, he bought it. And I'm like, man, I didn't want to spend 2 grand. I was like good at like 1750 though. And he's so then he wanted to get a Kamado Joe grill, which is like 3 grand. His wife's like, no way. So he goes, I'll sell you my bike for 1750. I'm like, we're in. So I bought it, did a
Bought
review
what?
on it. I
What
bought
bike
the
was it?
event and I'm sorry, I bought the Adventure One. So I bought the Adventure One, and the very first week I did a review on it, and I rode it around. My wife liked it, so then we bought her the step through. I had the step over, and I did a comparison video. And then when I did that comparison video, I put like the friends link up on the site. I must have sold, there was like 45 bikes that I sold through my affiliate link, and I had all these $50 credits. It didn't matter if it was a $3,000 purchase or a $1,000 purchase, as long as it was over 1,000, you got $50. So I had like $1,250 like the first 2 months, and someone must have
Nice.
been sharing my code. So that's how I got into it, and I just started doing a couple of reviews, and then companies started reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, we liked your review." I'm like, "You liked my review? Uh, really?" So,
Right,
matter of
because I've
fact, the
seen it, and I'm surprised they reached out as well, to be honest.
the first, honestly, the very first company that reached out to me, I believe, was one of them was like Velotrip, and I got this email asking me for my address and information, phone number, and all that, and they were going to send me a bike. So I immediately sent an email to Velotrick, and I don't know who the person's name was. It was an ad agency or something. That was an agency that they hired, Veris or
Mhm.
something,
Diverse.
Diverse. And I
Mhm.
forgot the girl's name, but anyways, I emailed the company and I said, "Hey, someone's scamming you guys, and they're trying to get my personal information, saying they're going to send a bike." And they go, "Oh, that's our marketing company." So I'm like, "What? Send me a bike for what?" So that's how I
So
reviewed my first job, like they're reviewing bikes,
so
was with
Valtrek
Velotrick.
was so they were the first ones to send you a bike to
One was
review that you
happening
didn't buy.
just one was happening just before that. It was called I thought I fell for it twice. I'm like, this is another scam. But the company went out of business before I even did the review. I think I ended up getting like COVID, and it was like 3 weeks later, and the company was like completely
Oh no.
bankrupt. It was
Oh,
completely belly up.
hi Nerf, thanks for joining the chat. So, for those guys that are out here that are like thinking about reviewing e-bikes or that you've already started doing them or you're just curious about e-bikes, the way that, every person I've talked to has basically started their channel off the same way, right? You buy your first e-bike, right? You make videos with it, and then companies start to reach out to you, right? So, um, the like I'm trying to think of it if it was different with anybody else that I've talked to, but it all starts that same way. So if you guys are interested, and I mean, and I even think about it because like when I look back at my first video on well, you and I had the very first same bike, right? Yours is step over too, right? Your
Mine was a step
tan.
over
Oh, yours was green.
green. Green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yours green. I had the tan step over. So we both started off with an Adventure One as our first e-bikes, which was a great first starting e-bike. I can tell you that for sure. And we ended up doing videos with it, and then other companies started to reach out. So that's how it basically works. Hey, Gaminator. Scott. Thank you. You got the Segway Max G3 going on day 3 of riding it back and forth to work. Dude, it's so easy. I take this thing back and forth to the gym, right? I ride a scooter more than I ever thought I would, to be honest. Just because it's just easy to grab and make it. Now I know, Mike, you have reviewed. I feel like you reviewed a lot of scooters.
Well, I mean,
Way
not too
way
many. I
more
mean,
than me.
I, yeah, I did a couple last year, and then this year I did a couple. Um, but they were pretty powerful scooters, and I feel like maybe too powerful for me because one went 55 miles an hour, and I was like, I want to be fair to the company. Maybe they're looking for someone that'll, get it to top speed, and I let them know. I go, I might not be your guy because I'm not going to speed test this at 55 miles an hour. I'm just not going to do
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
Just because, I mean, I'm not that experienced on a scooter, don't have the right equipment. And they're like, hey, that doesn't matter. Just mention that it goes 55 and yeah, do whatever you're comfortable with. So I think like 36, 37 miles an hour. That was kind of like what I was comfortable with.
Jerome, he's like, yeah, your last scooter, you fell on that dual motor one. That
I
thing just
did.
went over, but you were on wet grass too, so
I
you
shouldn't
were
have been
asking
doing
for
that.
it. Yeah, you were just asking for it. Hey, Jerome, I got a question for you. So he said he got the bug, and then he got his first one, and then ended up buying 8 different e-bikes. And now he wants to start reviews, but the editing gets me, and I get that. That gets a lot of people. But number one, I'm curious on what 8 bikes you have actually, right? Because it becomes addicting, and I mean, at this point I have over 30 because it's a bad year to start selling them, and I'm out of room, and no, people in the chat, I'm not giving you one. um the because I still have to review them. That's the
Yeah.
terrible thing. It's like we've had bad snow here, and oh well, you got snow too though, right? You got snow as well.
Oh yeah.
So you also, like me, will review them all year long.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
um
Hopefully I get the fat tire bikes. Because if I don't have a fat tire bike, like there's one coming now that's more of a road bike, and I'm a little concerned because we don't have like the bike paths like you have.
mhm.
So it's the shoulder if there is one, and you're not usually riding too safe, so I gotta be careful.
I want to talk about that because yeah, we do have great e-bike infrastructure, but I was out on my Discover 2 yesterday running some errands, and dude, they do not plow the bike lanes, so they're super dangerous, right? So I mean, it's ice, it's snow. And I'm like, ooh, I'm on the wrong bike for this, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got other bikes that I could ride in the winter, but I still had it in the garage and it was out. And I ended up having to, now I ride in the street with the cars because I mean, it's just that's the only way we can do it. So having like these dedicated bike lanes with like the barriers in between they're great until winter. And when they're just hazards 100%. So um that is very unfortunate.
Which
Um
I'm really surprised because it's such a good infrastructure the way it is. I mean, I feel like you have just as many bike lanes as car lanes.
Yeah, we do, but they just need to, if they're separate, I mean, if they're part of the street, then that's fine. They get cleared off. But you've been here, so you've
Yeah.
been on those areas that have all those separated by concrete
Yeah.
barriers. And dude, none of them have been plowed at all. And so it's making it different. Let's see, Gaminator. Hey Scott, when are you taking that wheelchair on the trail? Now that would be a fun video. Okay, so let's talk about that because I was so impressed by that, and I really do see where that could help people. But I had questions for him. I'm like, look, how does this actually work in a big city, right? Like, how do I get this on public transportation? We have trains here. We have local trains. It's called the L, and then we have buses here. I said, bring the cart. bring it to me. Bring it here in Chicago. I want to do some real world testing with it where we're going to run through Chicago. We're going to be on the Chicago streets and apparently in the snow because they're going to bring it here next week. And I'm going to film doing all these different things with it. I didn't show half the stuff that this I don't even know what to call it. This mobility scooter can do. It's like crazy. It's crazy impressive. And I did see where they're like, dude, if we need to leave it with you for like a month, we'll leave it with you. And I'm like, well, that might be something. Um, but I'm more interested to see how it's going to work in real life situations because not everybody's going to want to be stuck in their home. So that's why wheelchair on the trail.
Well,
I'm not saying that it might not get a hill climb out of it, right? Like a real hill climb.
the Hill of
Because
Doom.
no, it would not handle the hill of doom. But I mean, I
But
got some hills.
I mean that the AI in that thing looked pretty cool, and it looked like it went pretty quick for a wheelchair.
Yeah, you know what? 7 miles an hour is what the top speed is on it for like regulations and stuff like that. But when you're sitting down in a chair like that, it does feel like it's going pretty quick. So but then there's like AI that will make it to where like if you're coming up on an object, it'll stop. Or if I hit this one button, you're coming up on an object and it'll go around it like our drones do. And so I haven't really well, I mean, dude, I only got to sit on that thing for like an hour, right? And I'm like, I need longer than an hour on this thing. I mean, because besides looking over half of the features and then drag racing it, right? Which Micah, that dude weighs like 110 pounds. So of course he's gonna blow me away.
Yeah, it
Um,
wasn't a fair matchup.
it was not. I've got 75 pounds on that dude. Gary, he said he paid for his first four bikes and then he got an offer for a trike. Dude, Gary does so many trikes. He's like the trike dude. Like if anybody has a trike, that's the guy you send it to.
I
Um,
think he has a
and he did
separate trike
cartwheels.
channel now too. He has a separate channel
Yeah,
for
but
his strikes.
on the last thing, Gary was saying that he was having an issue uploading the same video to both channels. So I'm not sure. Gary, did you overcome that, or like what's the deal with that? Because for people that are looking to start a separate channel, it sounded like it's not possible for you to, you know, put because if you've already done these videos and let's say
Yeah,
he's already done like 10 trike videos and then starts this new
you can
channel, you might as
upload
well
it.
just move them, yeah.
I
So
think you have to delete the ones that you have on your other channel, which wouldn't make sense because you lose all them views
yeah.
that you have, and that wouldn't probably be a good thing to do.
Jeff said he can't ride in the snow with the Abound SR. You know, I have a review coming out tomorrow on the Hovsco Hov cart. Oh, but I was saying I did it before it snowed because I'm thinking that bike did incredibly well in the sand and had basically it has different tire tread than what the Abound SR does, but basically it's a cargo type 20 by 3-inch bike, which is like a utility. So it's kind of like very similar to the Bound SR without all the security features. And but man, you know what? I don't know if it's going to make it through the snow. That is a good question. Yeah, I can see why the Abound SR doesn't do it because of the tires that are on it are way more street. Like they're not, Mike, how it is when we have like when we review a bike and it's a 20-inch and it has like the all terrain like knobby
Yep.
tires. I don't believe the SR is that way, or at least I can't remember.
If it doesn't have those knobby tires, you're probably not going to be going through that snow.
Yeah. Okay, so I asked um, Jeremy what bikes he purchased. An Atomore trike, the A-Pass cargo bike, which is the only A-Pass bike I don't think I had reviewed. XP4 Portola, XP750 trike. Oh, and a new one, and a High Boy Mini. So I'm surprised that many people buy trikes. When I first reviewed the first one, I was like, I think it was Pucky Puppy or Moon Cool. I think, which I think was the first one you did. Like you and I remember we were doing the same
Yeah,
trike.
I think the Moon Cool. because I did the TK1, I did the TK1 Pro, I did a couple of the TK Fat Tire, and
Yeah,
then
you did.
there was
Mhm.
another 350 or something, I think it was called. So there was a few I did, and honestly, the assembly videos did well on that because they were not the TK1 Pros because those pretty much are assembled, but a couple other ones where I did assembly videos did really well because people just were struggling with all these parts.
Yeah. I do wanna say that you make really good, assembly videos. So, props to that. Like,
Right? There you go. Hold,
I've had people contact me, and I don't like doing assembly
hold on
videos.
1 second. I got to write that down. Good
No,
assembly
there's no proof
videos.
of it. I'm actually gonna delete this live, instead of letting it stay on there. So so that you can't use that against me. But no, well, look, when companies look, I drop tools all the time, and all that, and and because of that, so I curse a lot, and so I don't like doing assembly videos. And when people would ask for one, I'd be like, well, I got a guy who loves to do it. And poor Gary was talking about when he got his somebody sent him a cart. He paid for his first four bikes. Oh, and they sent him a trike, and then it came in like a million pieces. And you got one that was like that as well.
Yeah.
And you
I
and I were
wonder if
both
that was
laughing
the.
about it.
I wonder if that was the. I think it was called the 350 or something from Mooncool. If that's the one. But sometimes with the assembly videos, it's not just the fact that there might be a decent assembly video online, but sometimes they don't talk through the whole thing and they just blare music. And
Yeah,
when you get an assembly video where you're talking about some of the different things and what to watch out for, I think people look at that and it makes it more comfortable. I remember one people kept commenting because the derailleur was not assembled on it, and no one
okay.
showed how it fed through. And I really spent a lot of time showing how it feeds through, and those things do well. But
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you one thing though, because I was thinking about this when you started, because you reviewed the Adventure also for your first bike, right? So
yeah.
that was your first one. Do you think if you bought a different brand that you would have gotten the start that you did, or do you think it just
Mm,
because it was an e-bike review, or do you think because it was a good brand? You know what I mean?
I think it was because of good brand, right?
Yep.
Which I didn't, like you, I didn't know at the time. And then, when Diverse reached out, with Velotrek, and we didn't realize that those were going to be those that company was brand new, but they came out of the gate swinging, right? And so, we didn't realize that, yeah, it's both going to be two well
The
represented
best.
brands. Yeah. I mean, my event and videos get more views than normally any other bike uh review that I've done. And I say that with me having one video from the electric expedition that has like 150,000 views, but that's also because I put 100 pounds of weight on the back of it and rode it to the cabin, which was 3 state review. So, every time I post an event or Velotrek review or video, it does very well. And that just because those are good companies, they have a loyal following, and their bikes are freaking nice, dude.
Yep. And they always improve them. So they don't just come out with a new bike every year and just scrap the whole thing, and they make the bike better. And I think that's what is part of the difference maker with a good company.
Hmm.
Constantly improving the bike, adding technology, and you know,
Yeah, and
those make a big difference.
I feel like, though, you find a bike company, and they like go after like a specific one, right? So I feel like Velotrek goes after Aventon, and Aventon was there first, right? And now Aventon sees what Velotrek's doing, and so now they have to step up their game. Hence the sensor swap that Velotrek came out with, and then Aventon did it later because they saw that that was like a thing that people wanted. So, and I've said this in other lives, that um, this is this is a great time to be a consumer because everybody's just up in their game, on how these bikes are.
Yep. And
All
and
right,
and
so
those two brands are spot on. They're just, they're for the
yeah,
price point and everything, they're just quality.
which is funny though, because I've talked to both companies separately, and um,
Sorry about that.
you know,
Dog's barking.
just throw it back outside where it belongs. And I say that, which we just picked up a new foster. Um, but the both those companies say that they can't do what electric does.
As far as
They
price,
Yeah, like they're like we so and I think because of that, that's why it has like more features than electric. But once again, electric is stepping up their game as well. So it's going to be. I think 2026 is going to be a big year. Considering that I know Aventon and Velotrek are coming out with what I consider a pretty big lineup for next year. And uh I want to go back to Gary because we asked Gary some questions here, and I want to see. Okay, so remember when we're like, I don't think you could have the same video on both channels. He's like, so Mike was right that you would have to delete them from his channel technically, but people do it, and but they can take down your channel, so he's not risking it. Oh, okay, so you wouldn't want to start the new channel and have the videos on there, and then they take down your old one.
I did hear though that there's one little loophole to that.
What is it?
You could narrate the existing video. Like if you notice on a lot of these news sources, you'll see someone in the bottom right hand corner, left hand corner talking about a news, and they're showing like a
Oh,
CNN
yeah.
or a Fox clip or something like that. Well, if they're narrating, then they can reuse the content. So there's some kind of rule that as long as you're changing it in some way, that you can do it, and by narrating, that's enough to do it. But check into it. But that's what I was to the understanding that you could do.
Interesting. Okay, so Jerome, when I said I'm surprised so many people buy trikes, he said the reason the first time he bought a trike was because he lost his right leg, and he has a prosthetic, and then he found out about the past cargo bike, so he bought it and found that he has no problem pedaling it. See, that is excellent, and this brings up a fact about e-bikes, right? Like they're like, oh, people cheat and stuff like that. Look, dude, I'm 80% service disabled by the military. I know, like, I have a bad back, I have a bad knee. I know you have a bad knee and a hip,
I
and
need a knee replacement, so but
yeah.
pedaling doesn't bother me with the assist. It really actually helps my knee. So
Well, I mean, I'm that way too, but if I'm, because I do these distance tests with these bikes, if it's a torque sensor, if I don't in my head, if I don't have it in the right gear, like
yep,
I'll get done with that ride and that knee is just like not happy.
yep,
So that's why I like bikes with the
good
sensor
sensor.
swap where you could, yeah, because once that knee gets tired, man, I can just switch it over to cadence,
Yep.
and it's pretty easy. So I don't think people understand, because right now everybody's like, oh, you got the 14-year-old kids on Surons that are just terrorizing neighborhoods and stuff. And then you have people like us that have disabilities that these bikes have really allowed them to go out and ride. I didn't ride a bike for 40 years before I bought my first bike.
Yep.
Yeah, what about you? How long had it been?
I used to ride down to the lake and back up, but the problem was is when I started having these knee problems, getting to the lake was fine. Riding back uphill was really bothering my knee, and it was swelling up and getting worse and worse. So I said, "Well, let me get an e-bike, and if I'm having a good day with my knee, turn the motor off. I guarantee it, it's harder than pedaling an acoustic bike because it's heavier. They're 70
Oh
pounds,
yeah,
a lot of these bikes.
and let
But
alone
even
you.
adding a little bit of assist, I can't walk 10 feet with the pounding, but if I'm on a bike, I can go for hours,
Mhm. I
you know?
think that's why when I saw that that AI wheelchair, and I'm like, I need to look into that. Or I need to see where the technology is going.
Well, I don't want
Yeah.
that for a while.
Well, I don't know. I mean, come on, dude. Nobody
Yeah,
nobody does,
I know,
but
I know.
but
Well,
it's made a huge advancement considering from the ones that I've seen.
and
Um,
the tricycles too. The tricycles are great too when you have those mobility and balance issues. So, you were talking about the tricycles earlier, but some of them you feel really stable on, some of them feel a little wobbly, but I think you reviewed the Velotrek, the electric. Those bikes are very stable for tricycles.
yeah, dude, that
You don't
I
you don't feel
that
tippy at all in them.
Yeah, that Velotrek trike, it felt like a freaking Cadillac of trucks. I still have that one
And
in
you can
storage.
just stop and take your hands off the steering wheel and sit there. Same thing with the Mooncool. They're
Hmm.
stable, and it's because of the rear differential. When you have that rear differential and both tires can turn at different speeds, you don't get that sensation of, and it's not going to tip on you. So that to me is a difference maker with tricycles. Get one with the rear differential because you'll feel much safer when you're riding it.
Yeah. And see, I'm looking at the chat here, and people are feeling the same way. We got Rob E-bike from New England. He's like, I agree. At 56 years old, he fell in love with e-bikes this year, and he can't get enough ride time. And dude, I totally understand. 99% of everything that I do is on an e-bike. I mean, I do have to drive the car to
Mhm.
the cabin, most of the times, just because takes an hour and a half as opposed to 8 hours by doing it on a bike. And but besides that, all the errands and stuff in the city, I do it on a bike. Um,
Yeah, you
oh,
pretty much use your bike for everything. That's your daily drive. You use your car less than your bike. And that's year round, right? I mean, you're
yeah.
never
I mean, well, the thing is, before I got my first bike, which is funny because um, uh, my wife had restored this 1967 Land Rover, tons of money to do it, and original motor, no power steering, no power brakes, no radio, no heater. You've seen it. You've seen it, so there's no. I mean, it looks cool and
it
it
looks cool,
runs.
but you're roughing it in the Land
You
Rover.
are roughing it, and and that used to be my daily driver. And then I got a bike, and she was like, why are you getting that? You drive the Rover all the time. You're never going to ride this, dude. I may have put 100 miles on that Rover this year just
Yeah.
because I'd rather just ride a bike. The same thing with being in the gym. Like, when you work out, it releases like dopamine and stuff like that. I get the same high from riding bikes as I do from being in the gym, which is crazy. I mean, it's
And
awesome, but
people don't realize that until they actually ride a bike. Like I've had so many people come to check a bike out or something, or I really like watching people on their first time on a bike. And it's funny because I'll take them to the end of my street and there's an incline coming up and I'll tell them, no pedal assist. And then about halfway up, they're like, and then as soon as they put it into one, they're sold. I mean, and just being able to ride around and not be restricted. You see something at the top of a hill, you just shoot up there and check it out.
yeah,
It's a different world. It's a different world.
well, Tim from Shoot the Chit, he calls it the unrestricted lifestyle.
That's what
Right.
it is.
Yeah. He means it in a different way because he likes all the bikes that go
I,
above class three. But
yeah,
um,
he's a speed demon.
yeah. So Jeff, he said that this is his first year of riding a bike, and he rides 30 miles a day every day. So, like, props to
That's-
him, right?
Absolutely.
Um, the So I wanted to talk. Oh, Misadventure Lab just popped up. Hey, what's up, Scott? And hi, Mike. Joined late. Love the last video with the magician. Looks like a ton of fun in the snow. Oh, the Altus. Yeah.
That
Or
was
the
nice.
Atlas. I said it
That
wrong. The
was a nice
Atlas.
bike.
That is a nice bike. That dude, as you know, that thing, because Mike knows everything that goes on. For those who just come aboard, Mike and I are like best buds. He's known me ever since I've had 1,000 subscribers, and we talk about every day. Um, but the Atlas, I picked that up like right before I went to the cabin, and then it snowed for like 3 days, dude. Because you remember, uh, Mike and I were talking, and I'd be like, dude, I gotta go shovel for like the sixth time, right? So the trails had over a foot of snow on it, and that bike, well, just going up that hill. I know you saw the video today. Just going up that 23 degree hill, throttle only in the snow and over the ice. I mean, I was just like, okay, I'm not used to that on a bike that's not uh all-wheel drive, you know.
That's a mid drive. That one was a mid drive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. But
That was a mid drive.
normally
Yeah.
I wouldn't even attempt that on, on a bike unless it's like it has 160 newton meters of torque. I mean, I would try it on the event and Adventure M, which I'm supposed to put it on that trail, but it just snowed beforehand.
That has a
I'm
throttle,
not.
the M. I don't know if the M had a throttle.
It does. But so see, that's the thing. Normally with a Midroid bike, the throttle is not that strong, and with a lot of them, it's like it's not even like why put it on there, right? But with the Magician, it's powerful. Another one that is powerful, and you know this, is the Mach Wheel Onyx.
Oh yeah,
I mean
that mid
that has
drive
a mid
motor.
drive. Yeah, 210 newton meters of
I
torque.
I,
You
wa-
guys
I
haven't
was
seen it on
just
my channel.
I was just scrambling to try to find the tallest hill to take that thing up, and it just throttle only. Just, I mean, that thing, and it's weird because that's a mid drive motor, and that thumb throttle, or I think it was a thumb throttle. It was a thumb
Yeah.
throttle. That
Mhm.
throttle on that thing, up to 210 newton meters of torque, and you feel it when you're going up because that thing has power. Wait till you ride that up some of your hills. You'll be pretty
Y-
impressed. And I'm going to ride it through the snow just for the fun of it this week if I
Yeah.
could, because
Yeah, I've had that bike
it's
for a while, just so
powerful.
people know that I haven't reviewed it yet. It's the Mach Wheel Onyx. And the reason I haven't reviewed it yet is because the all of a sudden out of the blue, the headlight will stay on for right. The bike's turned off, right? Everything's off. The headlight should turn off, and it does not. So they sent me the new harness for it and a new light. I'm pretty sure that I'm 100% that's probably not what the problem is. It's going to be from the controller. I know that, but we have to go through the steps of getting it done. And that controller's in the hardest part. Dude, it's behind that mid-drive motor. So you got to remove the motor to get to the controller. And I'm not a I'm I don't like working on bikes. I
You're
don't
not
like doing
doing
it.
it.
I'm not doing it. So I sent it off to my the bike shop and they looked at it and they go, we're not doing it. So I have another shop, what is it? Electric Movement. They'll work on it. I just haven't
That's
got it over
one
there
thing.
yet.
Electrical issues. If you didn't buy the bike from them, and it's an electrical issue, a lot of places are going to shy away from it because probably tough getting paid for it, and they don't know enough about it. Maybe.
Oh, Doug just sent a message saying, oh wait, where was it? Oh, it was Gary. Gary's e-bikes and adventures. He says, "Oh, by the way, the Magician is still on sale, but no wheels, and my discount doesn't work." Sweet, nice. Uh, I'll be getting a hold of Magician on that one and be like, "Dude, guys, what's up? Why does maybe they weren't doing it because of um the Black Friday sale? I don't know,
The
or the
wheels were
Christmas
temporary
sale.
though, right? That was just a
Yeah,
temporary again,
hmm
right? Okay.
actually, why does why doesn't my discount work? I have them on Messenger, and I'm asking them that question. So we might get that answer before this is gone, and then we might not. So let's see. Let's take a look at the comments here. We got 26 people on right now, which I think that's the most that we've had on so far. So, guys, in case you didn't know, this is Bike Talk with Mike Rochester. And, he is like, we've been buddies for at least over 2 years. Um, and we bounce stuff off each other every day. We'll look at thumbnails, go, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I think if you are a YouTuber, it is so nice to have somebody else that does like is in the same realm that you are in, that you can bounce ideas off of. I
No
mean, I
doubt.
think I actually have a YouTube coach at this point that I'm able to do that with. And it works out for you, Mike, because I share that information with you an awful lot. So, wait a minute. Hang on here.
You mean those
Um,
ideas aren't your ideas that you shared with me in the past?
of course they are. Yes, they're only my ideas.
Filtered through your coach?
Well, no, I'm not coaching you through my coach. I just share the ideas that I ask my coach that he gives the answer to. Misadventure Lab. Let's see. Um, oh, they also had the Onyx. and had the same problem with the headlight, but the bike was, oh no, it was stolen from us on a lunch trip in the city. And
Oh,
hope I'm very okay. That 100% is my biggest fear. Now I haven't um when it comes to bikes that come in, I will not use that bike to run errands or something like that just in case it gets stolen. Right? Like I'll use bikes that I've already
yeah.
reviewed or, to run my errands with just for that particular reason. That sucks to hear, dude. Um
And that
sorry to
bike's
hear about that.
expensive. That bike is over
It's
3 grand. It's like 3,600
yeah.
bucks. I feel like.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Um
That really sucks.
now Jerome waits asks, he's like, "Hey Scott, have you seen the new Atlas Mini coming out?" Atlas Mini or Alpha Mini? Because I know the Alpha Mini is coming out and I pre-ordered it already. I hadn't heard about an Atlas Mini, which I don't think they would need one for that. I think he's thinking Alpha or the Alpha Mini. Um, but yes, I have seen it. I have ordered it. I like 20-inch bikes, especially 20-inch step-through bikes. One of my favorite ones that I had for a while was the Mach Wheel Scoria. And with that, I ended up doing all kinds of mods to it, and it was basically my daily go getter because I had a basket and a bag on the back and a basket on the front. It just didn't have that great of distance to it. So who knows what the Alpha Mini is going to do for me? Um, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it coming. Trail Parks MTB. He kind of wish he had gotten the Atlas instead of the Alpha. The Alpha is too heavy. I feel like for in-town riding, something like the Velotrek Nomad 2 or Vent Adventure would be better than the Alpha. And I can say because I have the wired bikes, and the wired bikes weigh about the same amount, and I don't grab those first. Right? Those are not what I grab when I'm running errands. I will grab my Adventure 3. I will grab my Velotrek Discover 2. I'll grab my Segway Cyber. Like those are for me. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have all of those different options. But the heavier, like the Alpha, I'm gonna. I think I got the one from the fifth or fourth one coming in because we're going to take a look at all the things that I found that didn't work in the first one that needed to be improved. They said they made a lot of improvements, and I'm very interested to see what they were because I rode that one that wasn't quite right. So I get it. Now, here's the thing. I think one of the reasons too that I don't grab my wired bikes, not only due to the weight of them and the actual size, they're huge bikes. For anybody that has these bikes, they know they're huge. Um, because of that, I don't. I think maybe if it was a step through, I would ride it more as opposed to the step overs. But I don't know. I won't actually know until it comes in. But I have a feeling that because of the weight and the size of it, it won't be a daily driver for me. Not at all.
Yeah, that bike goes pretty quick too, right? What is top speed on that? Like
50,
40?
I think.
So, okay.
No, I think I had 50 on the Alpha. Which is look, these bikes are way more than what I need here in Chicago for sure. I mean, I don't like doing those high speed tests on those things, but once I do it, then I'm like, all right, we're done.
That's it.
We're not doing it anymore.
I'll tell
Um,
you what, any bike, even doing, because I mean, you and I pretty much do brake tests very similar, and now when I get a bike that's going like 33 and I'm doing a brake test, even then I'm like, and even over 28, I feel like it,
oh
which
dude, when you were here though, man, you rode the what you guys don't know is Mike spent some time up here with me. If you guys hadn't seen the videos with Matt, with I and Matt and Mike, Mike did not put out any videos from his time here. So thanks,
I have a lot,
thanks.
dude. I have a lot of footage. I have a lot of footage.
Yeah, that you'll never do
No,
anything with.
I have to the bike ride I have to put out and a couple others, but yeah,
Yeah. But you rode the Freedom. You rode the Warrior,
loved them,
and I mean,
loved them,
you loved it.
absolutely loved
What
them.
What was your favorite bike though while you were here?
The Segway, no, hands down, the Segway was my
The
favorite.
Segway Cyber. I
It's
think
just a
that was,
different bike. I
yeah, I think
never
everybody loved
felt
it.
a bike that took off so fast and made you feel so comfortable. You kind of sink into the seat and just goes, and it has a very smooth transition into its speed, and it's like nothing I've ever experienced. So I really, really like the way that. Plus, you know, it won every drag race we did, and I was riding it for the
Yeah,
first few
I
times
know.
and was racing with Matt and you. So
Man, he was not
well,
liking
you
you
have
beating him
footage
every
of that
time.
too. You have to put out. Actually, I believe with our drag race and all that too. We got all that footage.
No, I think that can. I know there's so many videos that
There are some really. Those are some really nice bikes, though. I mean, the uh, the wired bikes definitely. I mean, I never thought riding a bike that goes that quick. I like that for the simple reason that I'm tempted to go that quick. But I found I just used it to get out of the way of traffic, and I had that pickup and acceleration whenever I wanted it, and I'm not going to use it. Like, I mean, I don't drive 120 miles in my car, 120 miles per hour. I could, but I don't. On those bikes, it just gives you the ability to get out of the way. Really
yeah,
does.
yeah, which that's why I like my aerial rider. The Segway only tops out at 35, but the speed limit in Chicago is 30. So I mean, I can ride with traffic with that thing no problem. Um, but yeah, having the ability to take a bike up to 45, 40, whatever to keep up with 50 miles an hour. If much easier if you're not living in a city of like 2.7 million people, but when I'm take those trips out to the cabin, or if I'm at the cabin, the roads are entirely different there, and I can peak these things out at 50 miles an hour and be totally safe, nobody's around, and you're staying with traffic. Let's take a look at what we got here on some of the comments that have come in. uh bo- 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 bo. Rob, E-Bike New England. Have either of you reviewed the U-Free Stellar Falcon? I have not, but I know you haven't. You didn't do it
No,
either. Yeah. A buddy of mine who also does reviews now. Um, Ronnie, I think what's his name? Or Ronnie E-Biker over 60 or something like that. I can't remember. Right now, I just can't remember the name of his channel, but he used to have one and then he really liked it, but oddly enough, he sold it and fell in love with the Bellatrix Discover 2, right? Like, holy cow.
yeah.
Um,
Discover 2 is a nice bike.
let me see, Jerome. He wants to know, Scott, how many bikes do you keep and how many do you sell afterwards? You got to be running
Can I
out of
answer
room.
that?
Yeah. Sure, go ahead.
Scott keeps anywhere between 25 to 30 on hand. I know
But
you want to keep it like under 20, probably like 15, but it's hard because especially this time of year, but you have a nice selection of bikes. And the nice thing is you keep a lot of the ones that everyone wants to ride. So
yeah, I mean,
you
yeah,
buy bikes too. You buy them too. So
I know. I'll buy them
he's
if
got a big budget. He's got a bigger budget over there.
dude,
Definitely a bigger budget.
I'm just retired. I don't use YouTube to like pay the bills. So that allows me to do stupid stuff with my money. Um, yeah. So right now I have, I believe, 28 bikes, and then I know at least 3 to 4 more that are coming in, and that is a problem. Okay, because I have one here hanging on my wall, and I can only put two in my garage, and then the I have a 360 square foot storage
Sorry.
unit.
Hold on. Let me mute that for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. I have a 360 square foot storage unit that I can hold. Right now, I have 26 bikes in there, and it is tight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, especially when you have trikes. So I sell them on marketplace afterwards, and I would be happy if I just had like my top 10. But it's the year, the season, and a lot of these bikes I haven't reviewed yet, so they stay in the area until you review them. And then I have some that I want to do comparison videos with, so I keep them longer than that. I do not have the luxury. that Mike Marmo does. That dude has a two-car garage that has bikes in it, and then you have a monster shed that you had installed that you
Yeah.
have. Yeah, how many bikes do you have right now,
I
dude?
love the shed. I love right now it's a little bit high just because of all the the time of year. It's just been so busy and all I'm focused on is trying to
Hmm.
review and edit.
And you don't know. You have no idea how
Probably
many bikes.
sometimes
Probably
you
as
just go
many
out
as
and
I
look
do.
at them. No, no, probably I would say about 22. 22 right now.
That's still a lot. That's still a lot of bikes. Now you don't. You live in Rochester, New York. That's why his channel's called Mike Rochester.
Yeah.
That's not his real name.
The name
And like
was
I said,
yeah, the name was just kind of because I had an email address that had Rochester in it, and I live in Rochester, so I'm like, yeah. I never thought I'd have anyone follow me, so I was like, yeah, Mike Rochester.
mhm. um, yeah, I mean, which makes sense. I mean, I could call myself Scott Chicago, but that would just be dumb. Mike Rochester has a way better flow.
I've had people
Uh,
that well, there's people that have a Rochester as their last name, which is I had one person reach out to me, hey, what a coincidence, my name's Rochester too. I'm like, about that.
yeah. Let's see. Charles Sparks, MTB. When he rides to work, he usually rides his AMA Big Sur Sport, which is a 20-inch step through. It's amazing how versatile these 20-inch bikes can be, and it'll still do 35 miles an hour. See, that sounds nice. I have seen the AMAs, the Big Surs. Oh, when I was at Cabda, I was at an event where e-bike manufacturers market themselves to bike shops, right? And so I got a media pass and I went there. I don't even think I did a video on that one. I mean, I filmed it. I don't think I put anything out. Um, and I got to ride some of the AMA bikes. They did not have that 20-inch one though there. That I like a 20-inch step through bike, man. I just do.
They're
Uh,
easy to get on and off. They're not as heavy. They're not as bulky.
yeah.
And if they have
Uh,
power, if they have power to them, then that makes it even better.
yeah, absolutely. Let's see what Vibe 8556 just tuning in. Have we covered the Segway bike that Mike is buying for his son this Christmas?
That would be that would be
Did you
my
say
son,
something
and he
about
wants
doing
this.
that?
That's my son, and he wants the Segway. I showed him pictures of it. He loves that bike. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting one. They're like 5 grand. It ain't happening.
Yeah. Dude, you can get him, dude, you can get him the single
I know.
battery version, and it's like
Yeah.
28.99 right now.
Do I want the
Uh,
single battery version? Really?
no, you don't. No, I mean, look, the
Yeah.
single battery version is nice, but when you add that second battery, it just feels like that's how the bike
I
should be.
feel like if I can't afford dual batteries, I shouldn't get it.
Um, yeah, Miss Adventure Lab, are you going to CES? Yes, this will be my first year going to CES, so I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm looking forward to it. I've already found out that Mike Hyde from Electric Revolution and um, Mike Feedy are also going. I think we were trying to talk. I'll probably what I told what I told Mike Hyde. I was like, dude, I'm gonna shadow you, and then I'm gonna ask the same questions that you ask him, and I'm just gonna repeat your videos shot by shot because that guy has like 170,000 subscribers. I'm like, I'm just gonna replace it. Yeah. Is there any new technology coming out for eventing? There, it's gonna be a good year. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't have the complete list, dude. Guys, I've heard bits and pieces, and it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good year for Venton. It's gonna be a good year for Velotrek, and it's gonna be a great year for us who get a chance to review them, and for you guys who get a chance to um, buy them. Just us as consumers. Let's see. Jerome Scott gets me every time when I unbox the bike and uses my hand to cut the box open.
I tried that. It hurts, man.
No, you're such a gentle flower. That's what my
Keep
wife
just
loves,
dig.
Mike.
I mean,
Yeah,
it does break down, but dude, why not use a razor blade? Just
listen,
knife, cut it.
yeah, because look, in the military, I spent so much time in the military that we use our knife hand when we want to get a point across. We use it, and so it toughens up from going through the wind so much that you
There's
just get
there's
just.
there's a couple boxes out there though that are pretty freaking tough, man. Double wall boxes, or there are some that have that glue at the top, and you feel
Oh,
like a wuss
yeah.
trying to pull it apart. It's like,
Well, see,
what?
I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. I just send them
I
all to the
cut it.
bike shop and let them let them. I
Yeah,
think that's why
that's
they
true.
charge. They keep raising the price on me, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. You guys are just
Well,
hating
you
it.
you also fill all your tires with flat
Flat
out.
out. Yeah. You know, holy cow. Okay, so Gary, right? We're talking about how many bikes that we have. Gary, he's
Well,
currently sitting on 28 bikes, 8 trikes, 2 scooters, and one Emoto, and one
wow,
mobility
Gary.
scooter.
Holy smokes.
Where's he?
He's
Gary, where do you put all your stuff, dude?
he must have a
Where
big
does it go?
garage
He must have a huge garage. Hey,
and a
Run
very
Bike Mike's
understanding
here.
wife.
Hey, Mike. Mike is here. I think I get a chance to I think I get a chance to hang out with Mike in January. Um I think we're gonna be going to California together. I think that's what we're doing. Um Trying to see where it has been a while. I'm taking a look here. I'm very curious, Gary, where you keep all your stuff and see if you would agree to do a bike talk, then we could all know that. And we would all be able to pop in here and learn everything there is to know about Gary, to include a background check that I do on you. And not true. That dude will never get off.
Yeah. Yeah,
He'll
there was
never.
a pretty intense interrogation before to get qualified to come on. I don't know. It's just like, really? Why do
Yes,
I got to go through all this?
it's a
And then he
lot of
acts all nice
paperwork.
on the live and stuff. It's just really weird.
Look, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the bikes in 2025. Okay. So let's talk about like our favorites, right? Every year, well, I started it last year. Every year I do my best and worst of. Okay. And I'm now making the notes for it. I don't I'm not savvy enough to do like Matt from Tell Happy where he'll send it out before Black Friday and then everybody just buys from it. Right. Mine is like I try to review as many bikes as I can before the end of the year so I can get the most in. Um, but he that dude's a machine. So we've reviewed a lot of the same bikes. So let's break down some of the different categories. Out of all the moped style e-bikes, I think we've already answered this one already. Which one is your favorite moped style e-bike?
Segway, Segway, Segway.
All right. Um, True. And that is mine as well. Did you get a chance to I think when you were up here though, you got a chance to ride the Rev 1,
Mm,
the Ride 1 up Rev 1,
yep,
and then my aerial rider,
yep,
the X class.
yep.
Now we we're in agreement that the Segway Cyber is just incredibly hard to beat. Um, what what would be now you've reviewed moped style e-bikes, so we don't just go off of those two. What other moped style e-bike has like that you like is stuck in your mind? Like this is a really nice bike.
So, I mean, there's not. I haven't done a ton of moped style e-bikes lately. I've been getting a few of them, like the Aniot, it's called. Um, and that bike goes 38 miles per hour and has dual motors. That's cool.
Oh, the
But
Amiet.
Amiot, yeah. But the problem is the battery doesn't let you like when you have dual motors going. Because why have a dual motor moped style bike and not use dual motors? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The battery just chops up really quick. And I know Matt from Electric All Wheel. I feel like he put a second battery on his,
On
and that
his, uh, I thought I
uh,
had to. He
I
did do
thought
so. He did.
It was like a triangle one I think he was putting on there.
Yeah.
But but the thing I didn't like about it is the battery that they have on there is really wobbly, and I had to put straps around it to hold it tight. I don't know why they don't design
Oh, that's
something
right. That's right. Okay.
because it's got this
So
real big battery in the center, but when you're riding, it's like I didn't even take it out. The very first time I did, I'm like, this is gonna break. So I put
mhm,
some straps with Velcro straps around it, and it held it
yeah.
nice and tight. I don't know why they don't do that. They really should because I sent them some feedback on that too. I'm like, that's not very good. You should have that so it's more secure. I know if you don't do that, it's going to come loose. But I haven't
Yeah.
gotten a ton of them. TST I did that was kind of nice, but they're I
They're
haven't had the
budget
high
ones.
quality ones. I feel like that are out there. So that's a tough one for me to, And after riding the Segway, I wouldn't even nothing even comes close to
Yeah, right.
mind.
You don't even want
Honestly, yeah.
to. All right. Well, that's fair enough,
I mean,
dude.
the
Fair
aerial
enough.
rider was cool. The aerial rider was nice. A little bit stiff, but I mean that was nice, right? The seat was.
Yeah. Did
Um,
you ride my Ghost Cat? I think you did.
no, I did.
Yeah.
I
Because
yes,
we're
I
like,
did.
watch the front wheel will come up on you.
Up the hill of was it Doom or Pain?
Doom.
Which one was it?
No, we did the Doom. We did with that. We would do the Hill of Doom. I think it's the one
Yeah,
we took.
when
We
you
took
lost
the
the
drive.
drone up at the top. Remember, I came
Hill of
up with
Doom.
I pedaled up with the what did I have? I think I had the electric bike and I pedaled up the hill of doom or whatever and you looked for the drone, remember up at the
Yeah.
top there?
Yeah. I lose a lot of drones, guys. I do.
But
That's a problem.
but
It's a
I found
problem.
it for you. If I wasn't there, you might have lost another one, but we got it.
I'd probably still be there, to be honest, still looking for it. So
But
okay, so Gary, wait a minute, hang on a second, guys. Gary replied on, I'm like, dude, where do you store all these bikes? Right? He has a 2-car garage and then a 4x10 shed and a 14-foot enclosed trailer. And he said,
wow.
and no, his wife is not happy that her car is outside. I'm sure she's not. So that's the thing. I have to make sure that my cars stay inside. There's no windows or anything like that on the Land Rover, so it's not getting snowed on. Um, okay, okay, right underneath that, from Trails Park MTB, he said, "Are there any moped style e-bikes that have a good pedaling position? I prefer to pedal instead of using the throttle, and I'm also 5'9". He's 5'9" and 200. Oh, he's the same size as me. You know the answer to that, Mike.
Segway.
No, you can't
So
pedal the seg. No, you
it does
can't.
pedal
That's
easy
not
though.
the.
I'm
You
just saying
fake
it's the full
pedal. You
package.
fake pedal
The
the Segway.
the Amiet pedals well too. I mean, because as long as the seat you can go back on the seat, you can position yourself. I'm 5'11". There's very few where I can get my leg over the top and feel comfortable because of my knee. And then there are a few that I can kind of slide back on the seat. There was one by Acbest. I forgot what that was. I'd have to take a look, but it looks like it's got a pipe running down it. That one took off like a rocket too. It was like it might not even have been 2025, honestly. So I don't know what.
Oh, so to answer your question on Telpark MTB, the the moped style e-bike that I find incredibly easy to pedal is the Ride One Up Rev One. Remember that pedal set is like
Yes,
ahead of you just a little bit, and it
yes,
makes it very incredibly easy to pedal. I would also say that the aerial rider, I've kept it, the X Class, the new 60-volt X Class, not quite as easy. I mean, it's comfortable to pedal, but the Rev 1, because of the way the handlebars are and the way you just kind of like sit back and cruise on it, that the first time I rode that, I was like, that is the easiest pedaling moped style. But I say it multiple times in my review. So that
those are
would
pretty
hopefully
expensive bikes too, though, right? I mean, those aren't like
they're
$1,000,
like,
$1,200
yeah,
bikes.
no, they're like, I mean, dude, come on, let's face it. For you to get a decent bike that's going to last what I consider for years. What that wouldn't what I feel like these budget bikes are like they're starter e-bikes. They're great, right?
Yep,
They're disposable. You can have them to kind of see if you're going to use them. Like why spend 3 grand on a bike if you're barely going to use it when you can do the same thing for like with an A pass, it's like seven
yep,
hundred dollars, right? See if
sure.
you're going to like it, upgrade. When it's just like with a car. Like when you first get a car, you're not out here buying like a Lamborghini or a Porsche, right? Because you're number one, you're probably going to wreck it. Number two, you're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
learning. So
I
then,
agree.
you get like an '85 Honda with a bunch of rust spots on it. You're like, all right, let's figure this
Yeah.
thing out. So, well, I got off track. I got off track, but we were talking about something.
Yeah. Well, so just like the bikes, the moped style bikes that you get are better quality than the ones that I've reviewed, though, honestly. So I think the ones
Yeah,
that I rode at your place, those were in a different class. All the ones I
yeah,
rode. You must have got rid of the other ones because all the ones that I rode were in a different class. They were a step above
yeah.
what I was looking at.
All the moped style bikes that I keep are over 2,000.
Yeah, I
Right.
think I did the Chansno, the the Amiet. There's a few of them that I did that were, but they're really budget friendly.
Yeah,
Um,
which is fine. I mean, I think all these bikes have their place, right? It's just that I'm not going to keep an $800 bike. Like I'm just not going to do it. Why
right.
would I do that when I have, you know, a $3,000 bike sitting in sitting in my
Yep.
garage. Which I say that, although I've kept my Discover 2 for well over a year, my Velotrip Discover 2, um, yeah, and I'm not going to get rid of a Venton Adventure unless they come out with another version of it. So I keep those.
I forgot a couple though, like the Move Can, whatever you want to call
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
That one wasn't bad. And the Rave Bullet, I like the Rave Bullet now that I'm thinking about it, but that I think wasn't part of 2025. I
It
think
was
that's
not.
getting
That
back
was that might be
2024. But
two
I like
years.
that bike.
Yeah, I mean it was small, but it felt pretty good quality. Um, all right, so let's talk about. Have you reviewed many cargo bikes? I don't think you have you?
The not a lot. The Camel I did the Aventon, uh, the Abound. I
Hmm.
did.
Was that this year? Did you do an Abound LR or SR? Long rack or short
mm,
rack?
I did actually. That might have been going into last year too. That's the one where I did the kitchen. I,
Oh,
I
you
put
put
a
the kitchen
kitchen
sink. You
sink on
did
it.
put everything and the
Yeah,
kitchen sink on that
yeah.
thing.
You
Yeah,
could do everything in the kitchen sink. That was funny. Yeah, but
yeah.
that one, yeah, that was last year. But I did do a bike ride with it. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's always going to be a nice bike.
Hmm.
And then the Camel, what I forget what that was. Was it
Oh, what was that? I can't
was it
remember. I do.
Hachi bike?
Oh,
That
yeah, the
Hachi Camel.
HA.
Yeah,
We always have. I think every reviewer has a hard time saying that name. Like bike
I
companies.
pronounce it Hachi because that's what, like, when I sent like recordings. I said, how do you say this? And I said it three different ways, and they picked that one. So I'm like, okay, it's Hachi bike.
They're probably like, it's still wrong, but he'll go with that one. That's the
Whatever,
closest.
right?
When I can't figure it out, I will literally ask them how to pronounce it. Which,
That's what I do.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, Gary, he had the Red One Up Rev One full suspension like us. Absolutely the best moped style e-bike I have had. Definitely not the best company he's worked with though. Oh, haven't had any issues with those guys yet. Um,
I was supposed to get it, but I didn't get that one yet. So
well, they asked me. They're like, "Dude, I got to choose." They're like, "Do you want which one do you want? The DRT, the full suspension, or the Rev One?" And I thought that I'm like the full suspension one's going to be better for city riding, which is fine. All right, so
it's way better with the dual battery in it, with the Afghan blanket in there, right? So
yeah, the other, yeah, I put a 20 amp battery in that thing, and then we just wrapped. Dude, I just took. It's still loose in
you
that
still have
cage.
the blanket in there still, the
I did.
Afghan.
I pulled the blanket out because I wanted to see what it was going to take to mount but since I don't like working on bikes, I basically just looked at it and go, yeah, we'll do that later. And I'll just shove
Don't blame me.
yeah, which I mean, I could have the bike shop do it. I just don't know if they would have the parts. Um, ooh, who is this? Extra Trades. I said it. Axe Trades. They're getting their Adventure 3 tomorrow. Thank you for your review, Scott. It helped me a lot to make the decision, dude. So had to help you. So glad to help you. Mike and I both love our Adventure 3,
Love it.
dude. Now that you know, the funny thing was is when I was riding the Discover 2 yesterday, and I'm like, okay, because they just had these, I just had these new tires put on it. Um, I was like, why am I not out on my Adventure 3? I was like, why? I need to switch these bikes out because I'm like, this is the weather for my Adventure 3. So that puppy is so the Discover 2 is gonna get put back up, and then the Adventure 3 is coming back out. So
I just did a video short with the Adventure 1, 2, and 3 all in a video short riding through the wooded area. All three of
that's
them.
right. Yeah, you because you took your son and then
My two son-in-laws went on this one, and we rode
son-in-laws.
through. Yeah, and we all had one. So one person was on the 1, the 2, and the 3, and we just went out and rode them all day long. Such nice
Yeah,
bikes. I think I called it the evolution of the
of
adventure.
the event. Yeah, which is funny because you were like the only one that I knew that had all that kept all three bikes, you know.
Yeah, so hard to get rid of it. So hard to part with it, I should say.
All right, so Jeff Gabois wants to know what's my favorite cargo bike. Um, the one that I keep, which is the Electric Expedition
Electric.
2.0, right? I mean, it was the first I mean, I had and I kept that um over my Aventins. I kept it over my Velotrek Packer, which I really liked. And um the reason being is because dude, that dual battery setup,
Yeah.
right? And I have like the dual bags on mine and like
You
the
you
basket. Yeah,
you
it's
do have to charge them though for that to work. Like when we did the bike ride, remember
no, I don't remember that.
your batteries were dying because you didn't charge it. You're like, this thing's fine. This thing runs forever. I haven't
your
charged
end
this
is
in
breaking
weeks.
up. Yeah, your end is breaking up, dude. You're
That bike is nice though. I rode it. I like it. It was very comfortable. I haven't reviewed that one, but I really like the feel of it. It was comfortable, and everywhere we went, you grab that to go to the store. Like, let's go grocery shopping. Let's go
yeah. Well,
pick
that was the
this up or
problem.
pick that. Always.
We did all these runs with it while you were up here, and then I forget to charge it when we're about to do like
30
a
mile
50
ride.
mile ride. Well, and then 6 miles to get there, 6 miles to get
Yeah.
back. So I made sure everybody else's bikes were charged up, and then we take off to do the bike the ride, bike the drive,
Bike the drive.
bike the drive. And we take off and we get all the way down to this one end, and I'm not even paying attention. And then I look down and I'm like, guys, I'm the problem here. We got a problem.
And you had
It made
the
it,
bike with probably the longest battery life on it.
yeah. Well, and think about it. But I also I was carrying everybody's stuff, right?
Yeah,
In
you
those
could carry
bags.
some stuff.
Yeah, well,
You put them big panniers on it. We
I
also
know.
throw
I
our
was carrying
stuff in
everybody's
there,
stuff. So the
camera
reason,
equipment.
yeah, the reason I like that bike is so much is because it rides extremely well. The throttle works really nice. It has the turn signals, but it's the dual battery thing because this allows me to not have to charge the bike up every time I do a grocery run here in Chicago. So it's so nice. That's why it's my favorite. Um, yeah, Jeff's right. Aventon needs to get on the dual battery setup, and they do.
Yeah.
And the bad part is like Matt can't even add a second battery to them. Like he can't because of the way their battery management system is, and it's all
Right.
through the app and stuff. Like he can't.
But you could get a
It's
second battery and put it on the back rack if you wanted to.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I used to do with my Adventure One for a long, and my Adventure Two, is I had an extra battery. I do like the fact that the with the setup that Event has now, like one battery fits in all the different bikes. So
But that's
whenever I
from
would,
the 3 up now, right? So like
yeah, that's all the bikes that like came out, the new ones that came out this year.
the keyless without
Yeah,
not having a key.
well, all the 36-volt ones are all coming. So the level matches the same one as the Aventon or the Adventure, which matches the
I
Abounds.
I love that bike. Every time I go into my garage or just bump it a little, it starts beeping. I get notifications on my phone that someone's tampering with my bike. That that thing is so sensitive.
All right, we just got a comment in from Art E-Bikes. Do you guys enjoy dual motor bikes? I do.
I like them. The only thing
Yeah,
is, when you're riding dual motors, you're tearing through that battery way quicker. And unless you have dual motors and dual battery, like I'm going to be reviewing this bike behind me, the Pucky Puppy Golden R. It has dual motors, um, one battery, but
yeah. It's a
we'll
20
see.
amp hour battery.
It's a
You and
big
I have
battery.
the same bike.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a big
oh yeah.
battery.
Okay, so here's why I like dual motor bikes. Number one, if you're riding a bunch in the sand, right? Every time I review one of those, I have so much fun in the sand. Snow, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right. That's why I'm looking forward to reviewing it because I'll be able to ride it in the snow. And then you are right though. You I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't leave the all-wheel drive going all the time. Like
I don't either.
I
I
yeah,
don't
I only do
either.
it when I need to it.
Do you think you
But
have more control with dual motor on than with a single motor?
well, that is a great
I feel like
it depends on the
it's
terrain,
supposed to.
right? Depends on the terrain.
Yeah. I mean, I've had bikes where I'm like riding it and steering it, and I feel like when I have dual motors on, I start to drift, and it's a little bit harder to control once you start doing that. But you're supposed to have more control. That's why I was like, I haven't had a lot of experience with dual motors. I've only had two bikes with dual motors on them, or maybe
I
three now. But
I feel like I've reviewed a lot with doing matter of fact, I have three right now that are waiting to get reviewed. I have the Walkie H9 all-wheel drive. That one's 82 amp hours, dude. That thing that I want to
it's
ride
gonna
it to the
be,
cabin. Dude, I want to ride it to the cabin and I want to do it in this snowy weather. But
yeah,
dude, that is gonna be the sketchiest,
that bike
most
is gonna go the
dangerous trip.
distance though.
The bike will go the distance, that's not the thing, but I have that area of that Calumet Trail that
Well,
when I
do they plow that though? Can you even ride?
no,
Oh, you can't
no,
ride that thing all the way
I
there.
do that's dude, that's the question, right? And so I'm like, I wanna attempt it, but I definitely need to make sure I have backup. This isn't gonna be one of those things where
Yeah.
it's like, you're gonna make it. Like, if I make it, I think it would be a miracle just because I have a good 5 or so miles of
Cut
just
that battery, cut that battery in half though with that plowing through that snow. I
yeah.
mean, that's gonna be a tough ride.
Yeah, well, that true, and then it's also like, all right, am I gonna be able to stay warm for 8 hours in, like, 18-degree weather? You know, batteries will run out. And
Yeah,
then
a lot of things going against it in this cold weather for sure.
will my camera equipment last that long before freezing up, right? So then I'd have to bring backups, everything. So it's not as easy as doing it in the summer, of course. But dude, I want to try it, man. I so want to try it, and that would be the bike to try it with,
Yeah.
right? So like, if there was anything, that would be the one
What
to attempt it with.
what kind of tires does that have on it?
And, I mean, multi-terrain, like the standard
Okay.
medium knobby type. So, but it's all-wheel drive. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
And then also I have the another 80 amp hour Anoki, but we haven't got it running right yet. So once it goes into all-wheel drive, you cannot get it out of all-wheel drive unless you shut the bike down. So they said, hey, it's probably the
I thought
display.
that was already resolved. So they're just
No, that was the thing, dude. They're like, replace the display. So I replaced it just yesterday, and today I sent them the video saying didn't fix the problem, right? So who knows, right? But that's
yeah. It's the
that's
luck of the
so
draw with some of these bikes too. It's not
yeah, and I'm
necessarily a bad bike. It's just you got a bad motor or a bad throttle or
true,
it happens. It happens all the time.
but
I mean, you can't.
this will be the third thing that I've replaced on the Sunoki to get it
Well,
running,
that's
which and it
not good.
was there was like four things I had to replace on the first Inoki. That's why I was like, I don't think I want to review it the second one. And they're like, we've changed all these things. We'll see. We'll see if
But
we get it running by spring.
yeah,
So we'll see.
and that gets me though. Sometimes though, I'll have people comment. Sometimes, oh, I got this bike and the brake leveler was broken and that's junk. And it's like, your box was crushed by FedEx. You know what I mean? I mean, you
Yeah,
got to
it wasn't the
expect
manufacturer's problem. It was the
these
bike.
bikes
Yeah.
are traveling from China on a container. They get here, they're in a box, they get picked up. And I don't know if you've seen the way FedEx throws boxes around sometimes, but yeah, that's why I it cracks me up when I see like a would they have the TV on the box, A pass. It's like
Yeah.
their
Well,
boxes are always nice. They got a TV on the front of it. It's
yeah.
like
Wired does that as well, but you would figure that clearly somebody hasn't figured it out because
yeah, it
everybody
makes
had a
them
bunch of
think.
bit derailer guards.
They hesitate, but yeah.
The let's see, oh, Gaminator, he missed a lot. He just now came back. All right, so let's jump back like 30 minutes and help him out. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'll leave it on here and you can watch what you missed there, buddy. We were talking, we were going over like our favorite bikes of 2025. Oh, so let's move into the fat tire. Well, let's go into the 20-inch category. And like, are there any ones that like just stick in your head or ones that you kept that you know that you really liked?
I mean, I liked the Portola. Um, it was foldable, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, the Mock Wheel Slate. I like that bike, made with quality. I did really like the the Engway Engine Pro, the newer one.
Oh
The
yeah.
there's the
Engine
Engine
Pro
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 2.0.
2.
I like
Yeah.
that. Very smooth bike. I really like the way it rides, the way it feels. Really comfortable when riding that bike, and it looks cool too. I had the green with the striping on it there, so I
Um,
do like that.
Jerome just asked you a question, which I think I've asked him this question before too. It says, Mike, have you ever cut one of your wires as you were unboxing your bikes?
No, but I tell people all the time not to. I almost did a couple times though, quite honestly. When you use black zip ties, and someone said that to me once. They're like, because I always say it, hey, and make sure you're careful. You're cutting the wire and not the zip tie, because I've a couple times grabbed onto it and realized what I was doing, and I'm using wire snippers. So if I push down, it's gone. And that's the problem when they use black zip ties and they're zip tying wires, you know. But
It just goes bye bye.
but yeah, so that's definitely something I let people know when I'm doing an unboxing.
It's kind of funny here. I'm scanning the reviews that I've done this year, and I'm looking at the ones that stood out for the ones
Well,
that I liked.
the Fold Plus was really nice. I like the power.
That
That
was
thing
nice.
was
Yeah.
the Fold One Plus. That thing had a ton of power. I don't even know where it all came from. Riding it throttle only up hills like nothing. I
Y-
was really surprised at all the power it had, and I really like that bike.
Agree that
Actually,
the
that's
fold was great.
probably my favorite 20-inch tire bike for this
That
year.
would
Probably be
that would
that I reviewed,
probably
anyways.
I would have to say that's probably one of the best ones that I reviewed as well. Um, Although I really did like the quality. I say that even though I had an issue with mine on the electric XP4. Um,
I didn't review that one, so I really don't know. It looks like a really nice bike, and it's priced right for sure.
mhm.
Wait,
um,
no, I'm sorry. I'm
I thought
sorry.
you did.
I take that back. No, yes. I don't even
Yeah.
know what I was thinking. I was thinking of the cargo bike. I'm sorry. No, I definitely like that bike.
Yeah.
I actually still have it. So
There you go. Right. So yeah, so when it comes to the 20-inch, I like a 20-inch step through. Although on the XP4 it was not a step through, but or at least the version that I got, because I got the pine green one, because of course it matches my veteran chicness, right? All my browns and tans that I like to wear. Um, I'm surprised somebody would probably think it would be law enforcement at this point as well. But I think we have some agreements on that one. I'm trying to see what other 20-inch that's not like a big battery bike that I have reviewed this year that I liked.
King Bull's come out with some nice bikes too. they're improving them, and they've had a couple 20-inch, like the Light Rider, a very budget friendly bike for the price, and they're improving them. So it's not like they're just coming out with a new model. They're making the one they have a little bit better, and that I like.
Yeah, I remember when I reviewed the Light Rider, and Run Bike Mike will probably remember this as well because I think I reached out to him and asked him. The Light Rider for me, for the version that I had, would only do 20 miles an hour with pedal assist, but would do 28 miles an hour via throttle only. And I'm like, this thing is backwards, right? So if you
I
wanted to go
think I
fast,
think I think that's where that one was. They had an
yeah,
upgraded controller you could have gotten, I believe, that would have changed that.
that's not, you mean a correct controller, not
Well,
not
yeah.
an upgraded
Well,
controller. Just
yeah, I mean, well, because most bikes, if you're going by the way most bikes are, I mean, most bikes go 20 throttle only and 28 with pedal assist. But hey,
right.
isn't it cooler to go quicker with throttle? Can you pedal assist?
I mean, it was nice. It was just like this is confusing, right? I was like, this is
But that
backwards.
that is a good class three. I mean, I think the way they have bikes classified and the way Aventon does it, they kind of match what is legal with 20 miles per hour throttle only, and then 28 with pedal assist, and that's kind of like class three, right? So,
Yeah, well, okay, so I've learned that like true class three is no throttle and can go 28 miles an hour.
and that's in California, right? Like that's
No,
their.
that's apparently that's just the way it is. But apparently nobody seems to complain if your throttle can do 20 miles an hour and the bike can do 28.
Well,
So
and I think that's okay. Here's the problem I have with them getting rid of throttles. I think the throttle is a necessity on these bikes because how many times are you at a stoplight and you're waiting to go? Instead of focusing on getting your momentum and looking down and pedaling, you just look up and you hit your throttle and you look around, then you start pedaling, right? It,
yeah,
it's a safety concern not having a throttle. They're looking at it the completely opposite way when they say, well, if you have a throttle, that's a bad thing. Throttle is a good thing. It's a safety thing. Now, a throttle that goes 50 miles per hour, then I get where you're coming from,
right.
but but
You leave the
there's
wired
there's a
warrior out of this.
but there's those bikes, right? But if you're going to make a law, don't make a law where you get rid of a throttle. That to me is a stupid idea.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, unless it's a mid drive that will automatically downshift. Look, everybody keeps their bikes in like gear seven. If you're, well, I'm not saying everybody does. I'm sorry, I do. I keep
Yep.
my, well, I mean, I'm not shifting gears on these bikes, right? I just put it in the highest level it is,
Yep.
and if you didn't have a throttle, every time you leave from a stop sign, I would have to downshift it, which you have to do that with mid drives if it doesn't have a throttle, which I also don't mind that either. But when you have something with a hub drive, you're not going to consciously continue to do that. I mean, I guess you would if you got used to it, but
Right.
you know, I agree. A throttle on a bike to help you take off from stop signs or stoplights is ideal.
That's the only
Um,
time I use the throttle. Other than that, I'd rather pedal the whole time. Like unless I'm on a moped style e-bike, I'm pedaling.
Now, Traxologist says that the Velotrek Summit One has the best, most ergonomic throttle this far, which is actually the same throttle that they use on the Discover Two. Um, which I mean, Mike, you have the Discover Two, so you know that it's that throttle goes you push forward
Yep. Yep.
instead of going
I thought
down.
that was just a new style they were doing now. So
Well, I mean, I think so too. Some people like them, some people don't. Look, I didn't like it at first, right? But then yeah, you get used to it. And I'm like, oh, okay, and then
I feel like I might
so
like it better. Because I don't know when you're pressing down on the thumb throttle, your thumb is kind of cramped. I feel like sometimes, and pushing in, I think, is a little bit different. I don't
yeah,
know.
no, it's so much easier to just do that as opposed to bring it up and then bring it down.
Yeah.
If you're just going like
Same
that, so it
thing
makes
with a
sense.
twist throttle. I feel like my wrist after a while, I'm just kind of twisting it the whole time. I just
Yeah,
think it's more comfortable. That's why I like cruise control.
I
Cruise
mean, well,
control.
if something has a twist throttle, like like a quarter twist, which
Yeah.
we've talked about this and other things, and you and I've talked about it personally, that this part like gets tired,
Yep.
while you're just basically doing that. And at least I'm like, give me a thumb throttle or give me a full throttle, right? Like,
Well, your hand gets
there,
cramped up.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
mean
have you ever had a flat tire and had to do the walk mode or something for a long time, and you have to?
no,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You use flat
I
out.
use
I've
flat
had it
out.
happen twice. I had to walk like 3 miles, and and with a bad knee, I'm leaning on the bike. I'm ruining my tires because they're coming off, but I got to hold down that thumb throttle. And man, my thumb and my whole hand was cramping up. Now,
Wait a
there's
minute, you talking
one
about twist throttle or thumb throttle? You
both,
said you had to hold down
both.
a
I had it on my twist throttle. I had one where I got a flat tire. And then
yeah.
I had it happen on a thumb throttle. The thumb throttle I feel like was worse because I was holding it down the whole time. But I had this one bike, and I want to say it. I want to say that it was King Bull. I have to find out because they had a cruise control walk assist mode. So when you held down the thumb throttle, it stayed in cruise control, and it was the easiest thing to walk a bike because you didn't. And then as soon as you hit the brakes or anything, it would turn it off. But cruise control walk mode, everyone should put that on a bike. It's foolish to hold the thumb throttle down when you're trying to walk assist a bike for 2 miles.
Since we have 30 people in the chat, right? I'm this is a great question to ask. Um, Guys, what feature do you think should be on all bikes? Now, me, I'm going to say a bell, right? Just because people are putting out bikes without bells. You're saying this cruise control for walk mode, which, dude, I
Huge.
didn't even know. I didn't even know that it had that. Um,
One bike I had it, and I can't think of what it was. I feel like it was a King Bull. I got to take a look.
yeah. So I want to see in the chats what they think. See, Run Bike Mike, he loves the thumb throttle. Yo, bro, you and I, we have strong thumbs. Um, Chexologist says a horn that's flashing a light at the same time. Interesting, because I know like there's wired bikes. Well, you can set it to where the headlight flashes and it's extremely bright, and I really like that. Electric does the same, but mine burned out on my expedition, so I don't run that mode anymore.
Check.
Um, but a
Actually,
horn that flashes?
actually, I just thought of this. I just assembled a bike. It's called Tinover. It's a new company, and it's a tricycle. Guess what?
Huh.
They have both on it, a twist and a thumb throttle. So you have the twist, but on the twist part is
Yeah,
also a thumb throttle. So it has both. I've never seen it. I thought that
yeah.
was one of the coolest things.
That Segway scooter I reviewed has
Did it?
both. Yeah, it's nice.
It's not.
It's
It's
nice.
freaking awesome. What a great idea. I mean, although you're gonna have people. I mean, I guess it's a great idea for me, but maybe many people that like just a thumb throttle or a twist throttle, you're not going to please them because they're not going to want it there.
Right. Let me see. Gamator says display with a rear camera feature, but he'd be okay with turn by turn directions. The Onyx 80 volt has that. Onyx 80 volt has CarPlay. Um, Let me see. Jeff Gavois, he says, yes, I love Eventum for that same cruise control option. Awesome for long rides. Yeah, I use cruise control as well if the bike has it. Chexologist. Um, oh, wait, I must have missed something from Chexologist here. I got to look at the big screen.
And
I'm trying to keep
I
up with it
like,
on the
yeah,
phone.
go ahead and look at that. I like cruise control that you actually have to engage. I don't like the cruise controls that just kick in when you're riding. That to me is dangerous.
Yeah,
Um, I like that you actually have to hold something down, um, like on the Velo Trick and Venton bikes. You don't just
we have a short
it
delay
doesn't just
between.
engage.
Um,
Hazard lights, that'd be nice. Hazard lights.
Go bikes have hazard lights on them. I like
So
that.
does electric bikes. You hold down the left and right turn signal at the same time. I believe in it. I
And
think
it
that's
went
what.
into hazard mode. Yeah, I think you're right on that one too. Chexologist, square shaped electronic horn with flashing lights when you press the horn. He has it on his scooter. Um, yeah, see, Chexologist, he likes the Segway style hybrid thumb twist throttle. So it
Okay.
has them both on there. Yeah. Let me see, Joey's e-bike adventures, more security features,
Yeah,
like event and yeah, the locking back wheel. Dude, for a big city like Chicago,
definitely.
I mean, that's and that thing you can geofence it and make it to where the bike won't even provide any power unless you you should work on it. Okay, so Magician Bikes sent me back a thing and they said now my discount code should work on the Atlas. That's let's talk about customer service. That was pretty quick getting
Hopefully
an
Gary's
answer.
works too, though, because Gary said his wasn't working.
Oh, Gary, you better ask
Check
him.
it, Gary.
Yep. All right, let me see. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have time to check it during this, but I did reply to him and told him thank you.
That was good. That was
Um,
quick.
okay, yeah, okay. So this is from Jeremy Watts. He just purchased a kit from Matt from Electric All Wheel to make his XP4 twist throttle, which is funny because I take twist throttles and I make them thumb throttles. So I'm glad that Matt has that you can go either way with it because he
Both.
has those universal kits. Yeah. Well, you remember because you were there when we put them on the wired bikes and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
made me do it on the Freedom. Um, let me see the Gaminator. I would love to see a bike company design a standard seat post that you can swap out and have an attached moped style seat. Hmm. Interesting. I think the closest thing to that would be the Anioki A8 that I have. That seat
Yeah,
is
they
like
do have a
long,
seat. Yeah. It's like a
and then
banana seat or something, whatever
yeah,
they call them.
but
Like
it comes off of a post. The
it's
thing
like in
is,
the center,
the thing I noticed with that bike though is because it's so wide, pedaling it, you feel your. I mean,
chafing.
yeah, well, I mean, probably would, but you're fighting against the padding that's on the seat to pedal, if that makes sense. So you're kind of like trying to do it bow
Yeah,
legged.
no, I know
Um,
exactly
let's
how that
see,
goes.
Trail Spark MTB, a left side mirror, but he liked Gaminator's idea of the rear review display in place of that. Also, an automotive horn for riding on the streets. Yeah, which is funny because a lot of these bikes that have the electronic horn, I feel like are loud and aggressive, and I'm riding on like people
Yeah.
trails and stuff like that. So I always add a bell. Oh, excuse me, I'm dry.
What bike recently? I feel like we both reviewed a bike that came with both a bell and a horn on it.
You were
Trying to
riding my
think of
Segway. The Segway
no,
has a ding
there was
ding and then
something
ring
else
ring.
too. But yeah, that's nice to have both because when you're on bike trails, you just get a little ding, and then when you're in the road, you're like,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
cars aren't going to
absolutely.
hear you.
Chexologist, he likes the Summit One hub drive with the Aventon Three's electronic locking security feature. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like the Summit One has been out for over a year. Like I feel like they need to be coming out
Oh, it's been out.
with. I know that I feel like they need. It's time for new. It's time for a Summit Two. It is time for a Summit Two, and I'm not saying I'm not foreshadowing. All I'm saying is that it is time for a Summit
For
Two.
some too.
Um, Event bikes don't have cruise control, do they? They added it
The
on a
update.
firmware. Yeah, they added it on a firmware. So if the bike has, it doesn't work on the level three, or it doesn't work on any of the bikes that whenever you hit the brakes, it doesn't cut off the motor.
I think that was only one bike
I
they did that with, though.
think, no, well, I know the Adventure 3 doesn't. And I'm pretty sure that
No, the
the
Adventure 3 has
uh,
cruise control.
does now.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm saying the brakes on the level were a different manufacturer, so they didn't have the cutoff in them. So
Well,
that bike can never have it.
right, that's what I'm saying. So the level three, even though they switched it like midway, so
Yeah.
like half of the level threes don't have the motor cut off, and then the other ones do. But because of that,
Okay.
then none of the level threes can have cruise control. Um,
Okay. I
yeah.
didn't know they switched the brakes.
Gary's like, yeah, but I want the free wheels too. I get it, man. I don't think that's an option anymore. I think you had to get it for the Black Friday deal. That's
Yeah.
that's how I did it. Um,
Are you really going to swap the wheels out, everyone, though? Like, you think? I mean, you might, but I mean, do you think people are just going to swap those out?
oh, to get like a second set of wheels for
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Atlas.
29-inch. I mean, couldn't they have
I
given you
mean,
like a second battery? Wouldn't that have been better?
no, because here's the thing. So they marketed it as an EMTB, and if you're going to do that, right, standard ones are either 27-inch tires or 29. But they want it to where you can take the thing out on the streets and all of that too. Even though you can, you can do it with the Ramblers. You can do it with I could do it with my Giant behind here and take it out on the streets. But they wanted this fat tire setup, which is basically like the Hemingway Cobra. I feel like those bikes are very similar, um, ex- except for the geometry, big time of it, of the Atlas. But yeah, I think for those that want to mount put it on single track are going to switch them out. I mean, they also leave a spot in there to do a dropper seat post, and I'm
I
thinking
saw that. Yeah.
I have an extra or two because I went wireless with a couple of my other bikes that I might just
Do
put
you,
one
do
in there.
you think from riding it today though? Do you think like it handled great in the snow? It's got a lot of power, but do you think it's going to handle on any of those features and the front forks? You think that are
And doing the
gonna they
drops and
felt
stuff,
good?
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I think,
Okay.
dude, they're air forks, right? So I mean, which is the same as my Fox that I have on my Rambluses, right? So
Okay. I didn't
they're
realize they were air shocks. So that's good.
yeah, air forks and air shocks in the back. So yeah, I think it's going to be um I think it's an all year round bike, right? Like I mean,
Hmm.
we've seen it in the snow, and I'm sure it's going to uh it's going to be great in the summer too. So we'll find out though. I mean, I'm not getting rid of that bike anytime soon.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting to put up against some of the ones that are coming out in 2026 that I am aware of. So
Well,
that'll be
especially when
nice.
you're hitting those real hard bumps and like I take mine through this one spot where I got these really gnarly roots. I mean, they stick up out of the ground like this high,
Hmm.
and I try to hit it head on, and either that fork's going to make a real loud clunk, or it's going to go. And I'll be honest with you, that Mock Wheel Obsidian 2.0 that I just reviewed, that bike, I hit that thing head on, and it was like smooth. I kept the steer, everything just felt really good when I hit it. So I don't know what fork they have on the front of that, but it was really, I gotta take a look.
Which one bike are you talking about? The Onyx
The
again?
Obsidian 2.0,
Oh,
the Mock Wheel Obsidian 2.0,
those bikes are
that
very
thing,
similar.
it,
So
it
that's
was,
what
it hit,
I'm getting
I mean, I
confused.
hit a root like this head on purpose just to see what it did. And it was just, that shot was beautiful. So I'm going to
Um,
take it through some rough stuff.
Chexologist said as long as thumb throttles are ergonomically and positioned 45 degrees downwards between vertical and horizontal, almost like the Summit One, then it's perfect. Which luckily, with all of these bikes, we can adjust
You could
everything
adjust it.
how we want. So even if you do have the one where you push it down, you can put it at that angle.
Yeah, that's a good
And
point. I'll have to try that
yeah,
because I don't really like the thumb throttle as much for long rides. But like he's saying, I guess I never thought of repositioning it to that kind of
all
angle.
right.
So I have to try that.
Jeremy Waite says, "Hey Scott, what's the difference between a freewheel and a cassette on the rear of an e-bike?" I feel like they're the same thing.
I thought the freewheel spins and stuff on the other.
It's in the
Yeah,
back where the
it
cassette. Well, it's also
spins.
known as the cassette. I like people beat me up because I call it a transmission on the back, and I only do that because that's what my it just flows. Right. I don't know what else. I don't know other words to say to make everything just flow together. So I just call it the transmission. But the free will, you know what? If Run Bike Mike is still on here, he
Oh,
would be
he,
able to answer that question for sure because that guy tears bikes apart and stuff. But yeah, Jeremy, I don't have a really good answer for that. I think they're the same. See, it just goes to show that you don't have to be a bike expert to review bikes.
well, I
You
thought the
just
one kind of spins and go tick 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 tick. You hear the.
oh, you're talking about in the hub, the me.
Yeah, on the backside. Yeah, let's see. Up there
Oh,
goes Run Bike Mike. Most cassettes are 8 speed and higher.
there we go. Um, Front turn signals we need. Jeff, yeah, boy said that. Yeah, I agree. I think if a bike has rear turn signals, it should have front turn signals, which is why the goat bikes have very bright turn signals, which I like on the front and the back. They also have daytime running lights too on them, which is nice.
And
Oh,
you can see those
Chaxologist,
lights from a distance too. I mean, when you have
you
headlights on
can.
during the day, anytime someone's following behind me, I can turn on their lights. I could spot them immediately.
Yeah. Although now, Hey Bike, they have turn signals on the front and rear, but those turn signals are built into the front headlamp. I I like that setup. I think it's not because it's not like sticking out real big, or like a setup like my aerial rider has. because it has like this long plate and they're kind of mounted into the plate. Really, it doesn't matter the size of them as long as you can get them super bright to where they're
Right.
noticed.
Right.
That's where it comes in handy. I've seen
And
people been adding them to the Segway Cyber.
yeah, and the ones that stick out though, I mean, you really can tell which way someone's turning. The one that's in the hay, but it is small. It's a cool
Yeah,
headlight though. I like their logo in there and stuff. But you got to kind of really look at it to see which way someone's turning too. I feel like from the front, but
yeah,
I like them bright. That's the biggest thing though. You got to have bright. Why put them on if they're not going to be bright?
yeah, true. Czechsologist, he would kill for a Summit too. That's why he's waiting till 2027 to finally get his first e-bike when the technology, such as like electronic locking, is standard. I'm not really sure that that's going to be standard with a lot of other companies. That there are a lot of moving parts that could mess up. Matter of fact, I remember when I reviewed the level 3, they had to send me an entirely different bike because the right after I did specs, I went to take it for a
I
ride,
remember that.
and it thought it was in the hub wasn't locked, but it thought that it was locked, and it was a catastrophic or uh, they had to send me a whole new bike. With the word I'm trying to think of as a
Catastrophic.
catastrophic.
You're gonna make me mess
No,
up
dude,
now.
you're making
Catastrophic.
catastrophic failure, and that they yikes.
It was a total
um,
loss. Just put it
yeah,
that way.
I need to use simpler words. Let's see. Oh, Gary even popped in. Freewheels are typical on 7-speed bikes. If you get over 7 speed, you're going to go up to a cassette. The mount is a little bit different, so there is a slight difference. There we go.
Beautiful.
Easy E. People here in Indy downtown don't pay any mind to turn signals. Well, yeah, yeah, I get it. I'm not saying that they do a whole bunch here in Chicago, but it does make you feel better, and it does add another level of
You,
safety, I feel.
you know what I think is just as good as turn signals too is when the backlight. So like with a lot of these bikes, you can switch the backlight to flash. And think about it. If someone's got to see which way you're turning, they're right on top of you. They're right on top of you. If they're going to be looking at your turn signal to identify which way you're turning, I want to see them, let them know they're coming up on me. So that's why that flashing light's really nice. That I
Yeah.
think is really important. I think all bikes should have that flashing light on the back.
I also think that's why these smart helmets come in handy as well,
Yeah,
right?
that's the
So this is the new one by Lumos that just came
Lumos.
out. It's the Nexel. This
That's a
thing
sharp looking helmet.
reminds, yeah, it's like they took the design from my 1000 helmet that I really like, except like this has a winter liner in it, and I'm a fan of those for the weather, and that has a remote, so it has turn signals built in it as well.
So
You can connect it
it
with
comes
their,
with the turn signals. That one on the back side. Does that
yeah,
come with turn signals?
yeah, yeah. So I haven't reviewed it yet. I want to work on that next week, but that is also like something else to where to get their attention. That's all
Yep.
you want to do. You want to get their attention. On Unfortunately, there's no turn signals here on the front. Um, oh, somebody
The
said, "Hey, where did I miss it at?"
Lumos helmets were nice for night riding. I did a video at night, and you could really see where I was
Yeah, you
going, and you
could.
could see
I
my
liked how you
turning.
did that too. What were you? Was it your wife following you with
Driver's
the camera going?
perspective. Yeah, and I did
Yeah,
a driver's perspective. I'm, it's nice how cool they look, but how does it look to a driver? So I mounted some cameras in the car and had my wife follow me,
yeah.
and you can see clearly which way I was turning, that I was up there. So if you're going to be going on a trip at night, you know, it's almost a necessity. And those little flashing lights that they have, they call them
Fireflies.
fireflies.
Yeah, I
Those
think
are
I have some of
great.
those
They
here too.
always stayed in sync, and yep, I was really
Mhm.
impressed with them. I had the different style. They were like pill shaped,
Yeah,
but
these
they were great. Yep, those are them.
dude, I think I could like decorate my bike up for Christmas or something.
I put them on my dog too, just for the heck of it, and let him run around, and he's flashing it all
And
over.
then, well, you know, he turned left, like you hit the turn, say he's going
Well, no, I
left, guys,
just had
he's
it
going left.
flashing red. It was funny because I'm like, hey, you can see him everywhere. I put that on the video just for a quick flash, but you can put them everywhere
Yeah,
on your book bag, on your backpack, and I like the way they turn. So if you're turning left, you have ones that turn left. You have ones that turn right. They're different colors. They're red on the black. You can change the red on the
yeah.
back. You can change into yellow on the front. Really nice setup the way they did that.
Let's see. Easy E says I use hand signals. I do that too. I just think it's another extra added. Um, Traxologist says it's already in the Segway Safari e-bike. I hope you make a review on that, Scott. You know what? I saw one of those. I saw the red one in person at the same place that I bought my Cyber. I was over there, I think, last week, and um, I was looking at that bike, and that bike. I mean, that bike i- is more like a flop than it is a success for Segway, right? Like the Cyber's killing it, right? But the something about the Safari just didn't keep. It just doesn't have a lot of sales. And I looked at it because I mean I knew that when I went in and I looked at the bike and I'm like, why though? You know, I was like, I lost you there for a second. Yay, there you go.
Yeah,
Welcome
what
back.
happened? You just
That
went.
was you. It's your fault.
You just got lower
Um,
too. There we go.
I didn't move. It's like,
Must be your must be your Wi-Fi there.
uh, it, oh, it is. I'm not on my Wi-Fi right now. I'm on my phone. Yeah, so our internet probably went out, which is common here. I don't have fiber like you, Mike.
Ooh, I love
Right?
that. Love
I
the
know.
options over here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't
We
have
do
it for
not
a
have.
long time. We just got it. Now we got it from two companies, so it's like love it. Couldn't
All
believe
right,
the difference in quality.
all right. So, uh, the ride with Lance. Hi, hi guys. Scott, I really want to see what you think about the power between the Mach-Wheel Onyx and the Atlas. I do too, because I think power wise, those bikes are extremely similar. I think it's going to be a good comparison, actually. I just have to, I mean, I could kind of review it if I put the Onyx out in the snow as well, but I would want to put it, I'd want to put it on the same, I want to put it on the same track that I would do the other one. And that's only when we go up to the cabin.
I
So
feel like it's gonna do better.
it might, I mean,
I
it
feel
might,
like
you know
that
where
Onyx
I'll be able to tell, like for sure, when I ride him up the hill of doom. Like I'll know the Onyx. The Onyx says it has 210 newton meters of torque,
up to
and
210, yeah.
why you keep saying up to? Like, what's it
Because
take? You got to hold your mouth right to get that 210 newton meters of torque.
I guess I don't know, but the truth of the matter is that bike's got power though. That
It
thing
does.
is power.
They've had it also has an aggressive throttle.
It does.
So yeah, it does. That's probably the most
I was
aggressive
surprised at
throttle
that
that I
honestly
felt on a
because I
bike.
didn't think mid-drive motors gave you a good throttle like that.
They don't. They don't, but that one does, and so does and the Magician Atlas. So I think it's going to be a good comparison. Chexologist, yes, hand signals are so much easier to do on an e-bike opposed to an e-scooter. Yep, turn signals aren't fully necessary.
Oh, wait
On
a
the
minute.
former, Easy E doesn't do any night rides, and I seldom do either. You don't do them either, though.
I
Night
just did
rides.
one for the scooter.
Yeah, but just for the review. It's not like you're out right at night. But
No.
here's the thing, though. Since I ride a bike all the time and it gets dark at like 4:30 p.m. now,
Yeah.
right? I wish that I had like a full face I don't wish, I mean I could probably make it happen, but it would be great if my full face helmets had lighting on them and they don't. They don't. My
You
throat is
could
dry.
you could well, I mean you can just get a better light on your handlebars, right? You have that flashlight light, right? That
Oh, I mean I have really good
pretty bright.
lights for handlebars and stuff, yeah.
I think having it on your helmet might not be good with your 360 camera. You'll probably blind it.
Oh
Um,
no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about for reviews. I'm just talking about for life,
Oh,
bro.
gotcha.
Let's see. Jeff, uh, good boys. He says Aventon should come out with a smart helmet that goes with the bike. I know some companies are doing that. What did I see? The new was it the Tesla bike or something like that? Not Tesla bike. Somebody just came out with this weird bike that has a match that has an integrated helmet. I can't remember. It's called like the AHA or something.
Well,
Um,
some of these smart helmets are so funky. I'd only wear them at night, honestly. Like
I know, for dude, this is
I'm
by
not gonna wear
far
it during the day.
the best looking smart e-bike helmet
I like that.
I
That does look
I
nice.
have seen. Matter of fact, the review that I got coming out tomorrow, I was wearing that helmet. I was wearing that helmet during it. Um, Jerome says, "Hey, Mike, take that hat off." He's like, "I can see which one of you has less hair. It's me, bro." He's got some Lee press on hair up there. Look at that. He's got little fuzzies.
I'm not giving up on this patch either. This thing's still
Yeah.
going, bro. That thing's still going.
Yeah, here's the rule, dude. You can go bald, but when you do it, you gotta have a beard. You gotta just switch
Oh,
out the you
you
gotta switch out the hair.
definitely, definitely got to flip it around.
My wife, every time if I well, like 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago, she made me shave off my beard for the Sid and Nancy costume for Halloween. Number one,
Bad
I
move.
hated it. Dude, I was like, I came out and she goes, "This was the biggest mistake ever, dude." I spent a week at the cabin
She admitted
until
it.
I had a 5 o'clock shadow so I could show up back home.
You didn't
Yeah,
want her to
so
think no different of you or something? What
no,
happened?
she already did. She already did. I said, "This is 100% your fault that this happened." I was like, not about it.
Go away for a
I
couple
went
weeks and then come back with some
100%,
facial
dude.
hair.
I went to the cabin for like a week. Again, I just, yeah. Um, Gary Loomis and you guys cannot come up with an agreement. Dude, I just tell them to send the helmets. Space time continuum. Misadventure Lab. We only have Boost Mobile internet here in Chicago. We have
Boost.
yeah, well, that's a joke, but
Uh,
well, no, we
there are a
do
lot of Boost
Xfinity, but
mobiles around.
yeah, dude, everywhere you go, it's like you see in a mattress shop everywhere you go, and I'm like, guys, you guys are just laundering money. That's all these. Nobody's buying that
Isn't
many. There's not that. I never see people in these mattress centers. Like, how are they staying open? Right,
yeah,
money laundering. Um,
there
oh, Gary says, Mike, I have to tell you that the quality of your
there you
videos
go.
and audio is not superior to Scott's. So
Wait a minute.
Apple
No,
all the
that's not
way.
what that says.
Yeah, it does.
Apple all the way. What?
Yeah.
Apple all the
One of
way.
these days, dude, one of these days you'll become a cool guy.
I don't
And
know.
just so you know, Gary, he's actually using the wired Apple headphones. So I think you're hearing the mic rubbing up against his shirt.
Oh, is that what it is?
It could be, or unless you have stubble here. Do you have
No,
stubbles? Is it
no,
smooth on your
no,
neck? Oh, well, it's your gorilla hairs is what it's running into.
not superior.
Unit
So
One Aura is an excellent e-bike helmet, and yes, with turn signals. I know. I reviewed that helmet. I have it right over there. Um, okay, Chexologist. I have a full face helmet with improvised lighting. The Bell Super 3R helmet. All right, hang on. See, we all learned something
yeah.
from here. I'm just putting that in the search so I don't have to. So once this is over, Bell Super 3R. Oh, wow. I was not on the keys and I just typed out something that nobody could possibly read. So there we go. Boom. Okay. I'll check that out later. Thank you for that info, Chexologist there. Oh, the Rivian bike. Yes. Thank you, Miss Adventure Lab. Do you guys are pretty big. Do you think that you guys are going to review that bike at all? Let me know if you are, because you do it in my city, and I will piggyback right off of you and borrow it. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? I'm just saying, right? Um, Doug Blunt. Scott, why do you use Strava instead of your Apple Watch? I use the watch all the time, just because Strava is one that somebody with an Android or an Apple could use, right? So no matter basically whatever smartphone they have will run off of Strava. Um,
Can you
basically,
do
it's
the
that you,
map? Can you do the map like that with Apple Watch? Because like at the end, you could do that map and stuff that we do.
yeah,
You know, sometimes
it,
it's
it goes into your workouts and stuff. So I believe so. I haven't really done it for that. I mean, it's funny all the time. It when I take off, it's like, hey, you're riding a bike, and then I got to hit the button, so it's tracking every ride that I've done. I just haven't looked into all of it. And since Strava is so universal with any phone, and as opposed to having one of these to track your ride, that's why I use Strava. It's just more universal.
pretty
Um,
popular.
Easy E, what kind of helmets do you use in winter? Well, Mike, you ride in winter. What helmets do you
My forehead's freezing. I gotta get a better solution. I use the X Needle helmet all the
use?
time, but man, I'll tell
Yeah,
you
but you
what,
you don't have a full face though.
I don't. And I have a whole mask on, everything. The only thing exposed is up here, and I feel like right here, it's like an ice cream headache. I don't know. It's just like so painful when I'm riding because if it's 22 degrees outside, when you're riding, it's like 5. You know that wind's hitting you. So I
Yeah, well,
definitely have to get a good. Anyone has a good solution. I was thinking maybe like a ski mask and having like
but
a ski helmet type of deal, but
but then your mouth would be muffled, right? That see,
well, no, the
what?
goggles would be here. My mouth would be okay because I would pull down that. I don't need. I could wear the goggles and a helmet.
A
The
snowboarding helmet.
motorcycle helmet, I think, probably would be. I don't know. I just feel like looking and seeing cars and stuff. It'd be difficult.
Yeah. Well, so I have two full face helmets that I use. One is by who is it? ILM full face helmet. It's only like $60.
I do like
That's
that
the
one you
one.
have though.
Yeah, that's the one that I use in the Atlas video that went out today. That's good for general. You have to pop up the visor every once in a while. I think most of the video I had the visor up, but so I have to watch what kind of helmets that I use so that you guys can understand me and I don't sound like I'm talking inside of a pool, right? So I don't want to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher when I talk. So that's one of them. But when it comes to like the seriously cold stuff, I got it from CKX Mission. It's a full face helmet. It's actually a snowmobile helmet, but it has a double shield, so it blocks off everything from here, so it doesn't fog up. And then down here, I can just talk, so it doesn't sound muffled. I mean, it sounds
Was
about
that
as
the real
muffled as
expensive one? Is that the one that you
yeah.
got that was like 500-600 bucks or something?
I think it was like 400. I think at the time, but
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that thing looks wild, but it does the job.
I
Um,
wonder if I should switch to my other headphones if I'm sounding really
No, because you sound like you were in
crackly.
water. No, it only does it every once in a while, but you sound like you were in water with the other one. We tested some mics out before we did this, but X Factor says, "Hi, what is your most powerful folding bike?" He has a wired cruiser, but sometimes he doesn't feel like carrying it around all the time. I already know what the one I'm going to say, which was the Hey Bike Ranger S 1000 watt. That thing is a beast. Now, if you don't mind waiting, well, the only thing that's going to beat that I'm aware of is going to be the Alpha Mini for Magician. I mean, that
That's
thing's going to
fast,
be
fast
it's going to be a
bikes.
monster. Um, Jeff Gabois, I agree. I don't wear helmets, so he agrees. I guess he's talking about like the forehead freezing and stuff like that. Um, let's see, Jeff. Jeff says he can't shave his off either. He's talking about the hair. I'm assuming. Oh, his beard. Must be talking about the beard. Wow, we're kind of behind on this. You guys are very active here. Um, the ride with Lance, Mike, he has to agree with you on the Obsidian. Great suspension, powerful motor, and a really nice trail bike.
Yeah, I really like that bike.
Oh, so Misadventure Labs, they have it on order. And he said, they would totally lend it to you, or he would totally lend it to me. Well, okay, so
Nice.
I see a collab in our future.
There you go.
Um,
Everyone's in
uh,
Chicago.
Run Bike Mike says, use your Apple Watch and have it auto sync to Strava. But why? Then I feel like I'm just taking an extra step when all I got to do is hit record on there. Although I haven't really checked to see if they match up. So see, I learned something from everybody all the time. Um, Misadventure Lab, get a full face. He's talking to you, Mike. Get a full face, and you'll be good to go for winter. You'd be surprised on how well that $60
Yeah.
helmet that I have does. Yeah, I did have to put an anti fog thing on it, um, but that it works pretty good. All
Yeah,
right,
because I
let's talk
wear
about.
glasses too, so I always have on glasses.
Yeah, I only wear these for small things. So you know, this phone here, and or like it's more
I
computer
hate it.
stuff. Yeah, or things up close. I can hit a target from 300 meters away, but if you're standing in front of me, well, I'm just going to start swinging.
Shooting in the air.
I'm like, I go somewhere in here, somewhere. Um, um, Let me see. Chexologist, he uses an upper sized Bell, that helmet that he sent me, or with a fleece mask under, plus ski goggles. So it keeps, well, yeah, you wearing all that. Heck yeah. But you're also like, I couldn't do all that because then if I mean, for everyday life, yeah, because I ride these bikes all the time, but I wouldn't be able to use like that setup for a review because I would be so muffled.
Do ski
Um,
goggles fog up a lot though, or do they?
no, no, they're normally pretty well ventilated, but oddly enough, I mean, like, the skier guys are always like picking up heat, you know what I mean? Because they're like constantly moving and
Yeah.
to the left and the right. So I don't know. I thought it might work better for that than it does if we're just riding bikes. Who knows? Somebody probably here knows. Um, then the ride with Lance, only have to wear furry shorts here in Northern California.
So jealous.
Yeah, yeah. Well, us true riders, we're out here doing it in the snow and the cold and ice. Because I'll ride it. I'll ride a bike in any temp. It's just the ice that
I'm gonna
is
say
an issue.
the cold rain when it's 30 degrees and the rain comes and it's not freezing. That's the worst because you get wet,
Mm,
you get it to the bone, and you're
you can't shake it.
uncomfortable, and you can't get
Yeah,
rid of that.
yeah. You cannot shake it at all. Uh-uh,
Once you get
uh-uh.
wet, you're screwed.
Yeah, especially with our equipment. Um,
Yeah, I remember I just had an issue with my mic because I got it soaking wet when I was test riding Tinvol's bike or well, no, which I forget which one it was this last week.
mm.
What was it?
That one that you put out. You put that video out, or did you not?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here for some weird reason. It was the
The sage color one.
mm-mm,
Yeah, the Tenable or it's the new one. I don't know. We talk about bikes every day.
I don't know.
Um,
I didn't put that out
hmm,
yet, but yeah,
well, you've shown me stuff.
I did.
Um, and oh yeah, okay. So the Jeremy Watts, or Waits. Have you guys seen the new Rivian bike coming out next year? And I'm like, we have. I think it's pretty unique. I'd really want to get up close to it. I don't really like how it looks, but I'm more interested on how it performs, to be honest.
Mhm.
Well, I think when somebody comes out with something that looks so different than anything else out there, then I'm definitely curious and I want to see it. So maybe I'll get lucky. And Misadventure Labs, if whenever they get one, they might let me eyeball it, at least hop in for a second, take that thing for a spin. Um, let
What
me
size
see,
tires does that have?
dude. I don't know. I have no idea what tires. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've seen about probably the same videos other people have seen, which doesn't tell us a lot. just like the introductions to them.
Right.
So, yeah, I got to plug in my phone. Dude, how
Yeah,
long have we been on here? Two
that was
hours.
like 2 hours. It's a marathon.
There we go. Apparently, hang on, let's see if it's going to
Let me
actually
see.
charge my phone. There we go. All right. Um, Gary, I believe the helmets you guys were talking about was with also the bike. It has incredibly overpriced. Oh, you're right. That was the helmet that was connected to the bike was the Rivian bike. Yep, you were correct. I didn't even see the price of that thing. Um, Easy E. The guy was talking about bikes because carrying around his wired bike was uh he said tiresome. And Easy E's like, yeah, if he's carrying around that bike, his arms must be huge.
That's a heavy bike right there.
Yeah. Jeff Gadboys the Magician Mini is my next bike. Going to get it next Black Friday. Yeah, well, here's the thing, because whenever a company comes out with a new bike, then boom, that first round, that's where you start to learn about all the improvements that can be made to it. And that's why when I bought my RAV4, they came out with a new design in 2019. I waited until 2020 to get mine, and they fixed a lot of things about the Black Friday. So I get it. I get about waiting for it. Just sometimes it's just hard, man. You just want to get your hands
I
on
feel
it,
like every time you wait, then something newer comes out that you want next, and it's like,
right? Hey, Easy, thanks for stopping in, man. Have a good night there. He's gonna get up early and ride through the morning chill.
nice.
That, yeah, but dude, that's he's in Indy, so I mean that's like 20 degrees, 18 degrees, maybe 9 if he depending on the time that he gets up and rides. I do
That's a
notice that
good
in the
point.
wintertime, I ride later in the day than it's like if I have errands to run, I'm not gonna do it at like 9 a.m. I'm gonna do it at like 1 p.m.
But the when it's that cold out, especially with these batteries, I mean, I feel like it definitely affects the batteries. I keep all my batteries climate control until I'm ready to ride, and then I put it in the bike. But being out there, it gets cold. I mean, if I have a water with me, I mean, I've had a water on my bike and it's frozen. Like when
Yeah,
through the day, and it's like, wow, this thing is like I can't even drink this water. Um,
dude.
but it gets cold out there. So with these batteries, they really have to. I think I want to get one of those battery warmers that's kind of universal that you can use
Are you
for
just talking
some
about
of
to go over
these.
the bikes for the just
It
to
just
wrap it
goes right,
around
it
it?
wraps
Yeah,
around that down tube where the
they sell them
battery
on
is, just to
Amazon.
keep it. Yeah.
Yeah. Chexologist. Yeah, he also wears a shower cap between his helmet and his fleece hat. This guy has so many layers. Smart though, because if it rains, his head stays dry. Um, but he's got 13 layers on his head. I would pass out probably from heat. Um,
Yeah, definitely got to get a full face
all
helmet
right,
this year.
Jeremy Waits, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for coming by and joining us. Um, oh, Miss Adventure Lab, check out the Rivian quad bike. I did see that. I think that will set a whole new like category. Um, kind of like how Wired did with the power performance bikes. I think having the quad bike is really gonna it's gonna bring out some options. You're gonna see. All right, let's see. Doug Blunt, have you reviewed a bike with a Bosch mid drive? If so, how does it compare to the Bafang? I think the one in this one is is this Bosch? No, it's not. No, that's Yamaha. I can remember. I don't think I don't think I've I don't think I've ridden a bike with a Bosch mid drive, to be honest. Um, I have ridden other mid drives. Like Aventon has their own proprietary mid drive, which is the A100. Um, it's not as powerful as the Bafang. It's also louder and rattlier than the Bafang. So that wins right there. Mike, do you remember what the mid-drive motor is? I don't know what you're doing, buddy, but I can hear everything.
I'm sorry, we're just trying to get
All
a
right.
drink here.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. You suck on oxygen, all right? Because you can hear everything
there,
you do.
I have to find with that there.
Yeah. Okay. You hit it late. You hit the mute button way too late. But
Now
um
that I know where it is.
the mid-drive that's on the Onyx, that's not a Bosch.
Oh, why
Is
did I
that a
think that was a
Galaxy?
buffet?
Or
Thought it was a buffet.
is it a Bifang?
The
It could be.
Onyx.
No, I don't think it is. You know what? If I had my thing up, I'd pull my
I
notes
gotta
up
take a
here.
look.
I know. Look, we're both thinking that at the same time. Hang on. Monk Wheel
I think it's
Onyx.
something different.
Oh, it just opened up in the monitor that I have turned off, so I would not be able to. I'd not be able to look it up.
No, I just dropped ice cubes all over my lap.
The yeah, it's not on. I can't tell you. That is a. I'm going to say no. I have not reviewed a bike with a Bosch mid drive.
I don't think it was Bosch. I don't think it was that at all.
Misadventure Lab. If we can get our hands on the Rivian Quad and Quad Cargo, we will and should be a fun time. Yeah, guys, let me know. I will show up for that just out of curiosity, dude. I don't care if I'm just holding the camera.
They're
Um,
local. They're local to you, right there.
yeah, Misadventure Lab, the
Oh yeah, that's right. They're the ones you said was in Chicago.
yeah, they're using the same locations that I use. Huh. The same locations that I use. Sand test is at the same place. They found the Hill of Doom. Damn it. Um, no, I don't care. I really don't. Gary's e-bike. Okay, there we go. The Bosch mid drive is very respectable. He'd put it right up there with the top two. There you go. The Bosch CX from Run Bike Mike is the best for MTB. This adventure I've stolen again. His Onyx.
It's a truck run on there. A truck run.
Yeah, I don't know the I don't know the that one. Um it's just I know it's a powerful mid drive. But I have to
Very
tell you, dude,
powerful.
we've been on here for more than 2 hours. Are you guys wanting to? Are you guys done for the night, or you want us to keep going? We talking bikes? Or are we going to bed? What are we doing here? I'm going to leave it
We
up to you
staying up
guys.
or we going to sleep?
Not together. We're in two totally different locations.
Yeah.
Well, I
Plus,
think my wife already sent me a text. Let me see what she put. Um, we are all in bed, and they've had their final. She's talking about the pooches. Uh huh. She turned
plus
off my
we
heating pad. Please get Max.
plus we saw what
Nice.
you do when people stay at your house.
What?
That
Who doesn't
video was
want
so funny,
who doesn't want to have an owner's manual read to him as a bedtime
dude.
story?
That was so funny, I tell you. And it was funny because when I commented on it, and Tim's like, "What? You didn't have the same experience when you stayed here?" And I'm like, "Well, there was a couple instances where, the shower incident, but he didn't know I was in there twice."
And he just stood there awkwardly. No, that didn't happen. Um, let's see. The ride with Lance. He's taking out his new DJI Neo 2 drone tomorrow for its median flight. He's going to use it for the new Mach-Wheel Flint review. Man, so I have the original DJI Neon or Neo, and that thing. I was in Costa Rica. That
Oh, that's
freaking
when
thing.
that flew away.
That freaking thing took off on me, and a guy in Costa Rica found it. He has it now, so I had to do all this work with them so that he could actually make use and access it. But that thing took off
I
over the
heard the two is
rainforest.
way better, but I have never flown that one.
I was so turned off, I guess, by the first one that I haven't even watched videos on the second one. I mean, I'm happy with um the Hover Air Pro
I
Max.
I
That's one
love
that I
it if I
use.
can stop crashing it.
Yeah. and then I have my DJI Mini 4. So we actually, I feel like I have two drones for two different shots. Like now, if you see me go up the hill, if I'm when I'm doing the Hill of Doom, or even just the Hill of Pain, or in the sand test, I like the Hover Air because it's just easier to set up and it has that beacon that I put on the
Way
handlebar.
easier, but
But
loud
if
as
I'm doing,
hell.
it is loud. But if I'm doing any long distance shots from a dude, I do not trust that Hover Air for that.
I
I
wouldn't
just
either.
don't. I mean, the first time I went to go do that, it ended up hovering above a river until it ran out of power, and then I had to go fish it out. So and I'm like
Yeah,
I'm like my Mini 4 Pro would not do that to me, and then my Mini 4 Pro is now in the bottom of a lake, but there's just
I
you
feel
just
like
never
something went
know.
on with those where they got a little goofy. Like mine has been doing having a mind of its own. When I pulled it out a couple times, and I started just using the hover air for a while.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, same thing. Like I feel like I have drones for two different things. So
It's like, where are you going?
I have no need for the Neo 2. But Mr. Venture Lab says it's a lot better than the first one. Thank God it needed to be. Um,
Where are you getting those right now, though?
I think you
Because
can
I
buy
don't think
them.
you could put it in your cart. It always says sold out. I think like what is it, B and
Oh,
L or what is that, B and H,
oh, B&H. Um, where did I get my I bought a DJI Mini 5 Pro.
eBay. Someone said eBay. You get them on eBay.
Yeah, Misadventure Lab. I bought a DJI Mini 5 Pro, and I got it from a drone store. I can't remember what they were called, but um I haven't
This
even fired
Adventure Lab. I gotta
I haven't even started
subscribe.
it up. Yeah, dude, they got a ton. The Misadventure Lab has a ton of subscribers. But they do all kinds of videos, dude, just so you know. They run the gambit on all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, Gary, he finds Tim incredibly funny. I do too. That dude has like this,
The
like dry, but like his timing is impeccable most of the
cracks me
time.
up.
You know,
I
my
like when
wife watched the
he
video and
kept
he
calling
thought it was
me.
funny.
He kept acting like he couldn't pronounce my name.
That's true, which is
I'm like,
funny.
"Rrr."
Yeah,
He's
like
just naturally funny, I guess.
yeah. All right, so the ride with Lance, they got theirs on eBay as well. Um,
So you probably paid a lot more, right? Because people are like buying it some other country and
I don't know. Let's see. Misadventure Lab, we have bought all the new ones on eBay. So the Map 4, the Mini
okay,
5, the Neo 2,
okay.
and just ordered the newest, the Insta 360 Gravity, the anti-gravity one. I haven't watched the reviews on that either, but at least he says the prices are fair. So they're not gouging it yet. I just know that I don't think I'm going to get any support if something goes wrong with my Mini 5 Pro. Uh, you know.
Well, if you don't have the DJI Care Refresh, you might not
Well,
be
you
able to
can't.
get it.
Yeah, you can't get it when you're buying it from. Are you guys able? You're not able to get it from eBay. Well, sometimes when you fire it up and activate it, it will say it prompts you to do it. Yeah. Okay. So no support. Yeah, which is what I thought. So, but the things that we do,
And
for
their
you guys
support
out
was so
there.
good too.
Oh yeah, for you guys that are out there that are making videos on YouTube, what is the piece of equipment that you've destroyed the most? I'm gonna say I've gone through more drones than that and 360 cameras. So, oh, but Mr. Venture Lab has some contacts if I need repairs. I don't right now, but we're gonna wait while Mike ruffles through his pockets looking for what. Yeah, he was like, that one's your. Is that your GoPro?
Actually, yeah, this was actually the 9, but dude, I've dropped this thing. I mean, I got my money worth out of this thing. I've dropped this probably 20 times.
Well, I've seen some of the times you've dropped it.
I mean,
Remember
it
you posted
always
that short
drops.
of it just kept falling over from the wind.
just kept falling over. But the funny thing is, I mean, this thing is so. But I guess if you hit a rock on there or something, it's just not going to do it. But
Well, then what are you using now? If you're
this still
if
works.
you
I just use it for like my side shots. So I have my chest camera, which is a 10. Then I use this for the side, and then I have the drone. Um, and the drone's going at the same time usually, so I have all those different angles. Um,
Mhm.
so I'll just kind of flash through it. But it's all that. If you ask me, it's too many cameras to get a quick 2-second shot. But it looks good when you do that. So
Yeah, well, I mean, if it still works, I mean, or do you plan
yeah.
on what? So what's the plan? You plan
Well,
on
I want
still
to get the
using it till
Action 6. I want to get the Action 6, but anyone out there get it and like it? Because I hear it's not any better than the 5. So
I have the Action 5, and that is a great backup camera for me. Sometimes I will switch out my chest harness, which you know what? I do get people asking about this thing. So let me show you guys real quick. This setup, right? It's like a whole, it started off with a runner's vest, and then I disassembled or I'm gonna use big words that I've had I disassembled. Oh, there we go. And cut the straps off of a GoPro chest strap and sewed it onto here. Now I use this clamp. There's a reason for that. Then I have my GoPro, the media mod, and I have it running to um, this lav mic right here, which is a Shure lav mic. So then that way, cold weather, it's no problem. I don't have any issues with um, having the wireless mic die on me when I don't need to. Then I put some slits in here, and I have this USB-C cable, and there is a pocket up here that zippers in right here, which holds all of the extra cable to the lavalier, but also I have this power bank that goes in here, and when I connect it to this, I can record for like 10 hours straight, as big as that battery, as big as the SD card can hold. Now, because if I'm writing and this is zipped up, the weight of the battery would sometimes pull this forward. See how that droops forward? Oops, well, that not that part, but this will pop out. So then I have a paper binder clip that keeps it from doing that. I had these altered so that they fit me perfectly. So all I have to do is throw this thing on and it's at the right height and angle. So I get people are asking me like, "Oh, what's your camera set?" Or like, "What'd you use?" I'm like, "Bro, this was a whole event." I mean, Mike, you were around me when I was doing the prototype for this,
yeah,
and I took it to
yeah.
a tailor like a few times and had some things sewn up and things removed
But
and
now
stuff
that
until
it's
I got it
set,
right.
it's good. It's you just put it on and go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's super nice.
Now you got to make a second one just in case. I think I lost you. You froze. You froze, bro. I don't know if you're there still. Did we lose the live stream? Interesting. Froze up. Can you hear me? Oh, Scott, I guess you're the only one frozen here. So let me see if I can get him to reconnect. So, anyways, that is a nice rig that he has on his chest mount. Um, and it did take a while to get it all situated, but that's pretty cool. Hold on. I wonder if he has to kill the stream and then start it again. Reboot. Can you hear me, guys? Still, am I still live or no? Yeah, I hacked Scott's stream. Okay. Okay, so you can hear me. Mike is live. Okay. So I took over Scott's stream. Let me moving this over to my channel. So you gotta go to Mike Rochester now, everyone, and just jump off of this one. He'll be back in a second, I'm sure. But let's see what we got here. I can hear you now. So is he back? Let's see here. Oh, I'm still live. That's so funny. I can't get back in. He'll have to kill it. All right. So, anyways, I look like I'm frozen up too, but maybe I'm not. So I can see the comments are still rolling in. Someone said I could hear you now. Yeah, it is Apple. Apple is definitely the issue there because I have an Android and I'm still connected. All right, guys, I guess we're wrapping it up. Scott can't come back. So we'll, I guess, just disconnect from here. Thanks for watching the stream. Appreciate it. And you're not frozen on mine. Damn Verizon. So he said it looks like he wasn't connected. So, anyways, thanks for joining us on the live. This was my first live, other than one that I did with Scott and Matt in Chicago. So this was fun, and it looks like we've been on for quite a while. I think we've been on here over 2 hours. So, thanks for joining the live, and we'll see you guys later.